All right, there we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry for the delay. Had a little bit of technical issues to work through. I am your host, Sauron, the Dark Lord of Mordor. And tonight, as part of the other spooky season streams I've been doing, me and a group are going to be celebrating what is easily one of the most iconic horror franchises out there, the entire Resident Evil series, while I'll be streaming some RE2 remake gameplay. Today with me, I have three regular guests. I'll let them introduce themselves while I continue to set up some more stuff.
Okay, I
My
will get
name is
started.
Sagi.
Or Sagi will get
I'm
started.
sorry.
We both waited so long. It's just like, okay, ladies first, and she's not saying anything. Crap. Screw it. Got it. Dead air is not a good thing. And then you
Sorry.
spoke. Son of a bitch.
I marathoned a good chunk of Resident Evil content. Like I was even like watching stuff for like Survivor, like literally hours before this, and my brain has fucking melted. My name is Sagi, and I remember nothing.
Her name is Soggy, and her
If
brain
you
is
can tell,
soggy right now.
yes, it is. I'm currently dressed as Alice from the first movie, but everyone thought it was Ada Wong, which I don't
Yeah,
blame them.
because red dress, I automatically just assume Ada, and I don't think I'm wrong
No,
in thinking that either.
it's a sparkly Alice prom dress that I found this all the way back in high school, and I seriously bought it because I thought it made me think of Alice. So that's my introduction.
Okay.
Oh boy, this could be.
Well, I'll go with mine. Definitely back in the old school PlayStation 1 and Dreamcast era. I played and beat every single one of those bastards. It was a pain in the butt, especially considering the control was not nearly as good as what we have today. In fact, I actually played one of the PlayStation versions where you could actually use a gun. I imported the thing just so I could get the feel of something
Ooh.
similar to that
Oh,
of,
I think I remember
uh,
those.
yeah, it was similar to that of, what do you call it? House of the Dead, but not. Well, House of the Dead meets Resident Evil, and it was pretty awesome, but the
Was that
controls were really weird as hell.
wasn't
And
that
also didn't
dark?
help that there was no translation, so trying
Okay.
to work with nothing was pretty nuts. But anyway, and I was beginning into some of the newer stuff, and fuck Capcom and Facebook for censoring the what do you call it, Resident Evil 4. I'm sure someone's made a mod for Resident Evil 4, the good version.
Oh,
So I'm gonna find that one, and
I
I'm gonna
mean,
play it without the fucking what do you call it?
it's
I
a
have an
VR
HTC
headset.
Vive.
It's a whole VR thing. You have to buy the VR headset in order to play that version, which I'm still convinced that VR at this point is still more of a gimmick than a realistic thing to invest in.
Yeah, I'm one of those suckers who really, really thinks that the Oasis from Ready Player One would be a fantastic thing. But so yeah, ended up getting a VR headset, but not the what do you call it? The Oculus. I got the HTC Vive because, well, the whole thing that you have to put your real name and all that other crap just really turned me off. So I'm like,
oh my
well,
god.
HTC Vive ain't doing that, so I'm gonna go with them. Anyways, long story short, J Step. Hey, how's it going? Sorry, that was way longer than it had any reason to be. Megatron, you're up.
Lycans and gentlemen, we thank you for waiting. And now let the games begin. Let's see what you're made of, Lord of Mordor.
I mean, oh lord, this is one of those games where it's like I specifically picked RE2 remake for a reason, and it's because like what the whole point of these streams is really to like chat about Resident Evil, and it's kind of hard to chat when you're focusing on a game. So I had to pick a game where it's like relatively easy for me to kind of go back and forth. And I've done this game so many times, it's like it's easier for me to talk while playing because like it was either this
Wow, you really do
RE7 or
have
Village.
everything.
And like, see, the only thing I don't
Oh, the
have,
moldy man.
the only thing I don't have, I think I haven't done Claire's. I'm about to double check. I'm gonna turn that down just a little bit because that's a little annoying. I think the only thing I haven't done. Let me see.
Do you do the one where the girl escapes from the mayor?
Yes, I've done that one.
Right. If we have time, can we do that one again? That I like that one.
Oh, okay. Here it is. I haven't done. Oh, I guess I did do the Claire's run. I guess I haven't done the tofu modes, and it's just because I am not good at them. Like I straight up admit I am not good at them, and it's one of those where it's like the minute I take a hit of damage, I'm like, I'm done. I quit. It's over. I'm surprised I got through the hunk mode, but that's mostly because I just hunk is just one of my favorite characters, unironically.
Honk needs a comeback.
I know. I noticed he's
Like
such a cult character.
he hasn't been in any game since like RE2. Like I don't think he's been in any other game unless you want to count what do you call it?
Mercenaries.
No, not Mercenaries too. But I was gonna say like what the fuck is it called? Operation Raccoon City, which is everyone's favorite RE game. Like I think that's
Isn't
the
that the
last
Wii
time he
one?
was. No, that was the rail shooter on the Wii. That one was the one where it's like it was basically SOCOM, but Resident Evil. Like you played as the Umbrella security service guys, and they all had that like really edgy, like almost cyber. I want to say cyberpunk, but like high tech bullshit designs. And it was definitely like it wasn't a horror game. It was an action shooter, and it was clearly not canon to RE.
The
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna do a new game because I played this game multiple times, so it doesn't really matter here. Now my preferred playthrough is Leon, but I'll let you guys kind of vote as to who should I play as.
Well, I'd say go with the person you could play and be able to talk at the same time.
Well, I have the bonus weapons, and like I said, I'm not gonna pick like the infinite rocket launcher, but I am gonna pick like probably the infinite samurai edge
let's
just to
see.
make it.
Just go with the emo
Leon's
kid.
the one who fights. Yeah, if I remember, Leon's the one who. Wait. The little girl. Isn't there more of the little girl in Claire's? And didn't J-Step want to see her, like her running away from the weird orphanage guy? Because I think Leon only meets her at the end of his campaign. It's like, hey, who's this little girl?
I'm gonna go with Leon just because she's got Ada. He's got Ada, but
yes, respect the waifu.
Yeah.
That section with like both because they each have a section like that where it's like for Leon, it's like you play as Ada for a brief moment and you have to like dodge some zombies and you get like an achievement for like not firing a shot, which
Ooh,
you can kind of cheat it by simply putting it on the easiest difficulty.
That is a nasty looking cheeseburger.
It's so disgusting, but at the same time,
Rob Zombie.
Oh wait, I thought we were playing Resident Evil, not Justice League. Oh wait, there's no slow mo. My bad.
Oh,
happens, man.
Is there slow mo in this? No, there's not. All right, so while that kind of sets up, one thing that's funny for me when it comes to Resident Evil is I didn't play Resident Evil for years. I knew what it was. It came out at an age where technically I was around to play it, but I don't think I played Resident Evil until about it might have been 4, it might have been the remake of 1. I can't remember which one it was. Oh.
4 for the Wii for me.
Oh Lord, that's very loud. All right, there we go. All right. Honestly, it's so weird because I don't remember what was my first Resident Evil game because Resident Evil was a
Oh.
series that like
Ah!
I knew what it was even when
Dead
I
Wife
didn't
from
play
7.
it.
Juicy.
Yeah, it's an evil resident.
Well, they're not evil. They're just very hungry.
I would
They're
say
like
that's
hungry hippos.
I would say that's pretty evil when someone comes over to your house and they're just really hungry and they just want to eat, not really hang out. That's pretty evil.
Well, I mean,
Dude, that
well, maybe you're right.
is so the Moldy Wife from 7. Oh God, I killed another woman.
I keep hitting them,
Gonna have
and
to
her face
bury
isn't
it.
even zombified in this.
Why
Like, if
do
you
they
get close enough, her
never
fa-
look behind themselves? It's like, what the damn hell, dude?
I'm gonna be real with you. If I ran
I
someone
don't
over
know
with an
what
18-wheeler,
peripherals is.
I'm not assuming they're alive
Oh,
afterwards.
they're definitely
I'm still
alive.
Sheriff Leon.
There'd be nothing left.
It's
Oh my
Sheriff
God.
Woody. It's Rick Grimes. It's Rick Grimes. Why is
Oh,
Rick
remember
Grimes
those-
in Resident
Remember
Evil?
those gas prices?
There's a stick in
106,
my boot.
109.
Oh, he's driving a Jeep. Leon's gay.
Good. Now we get to see some
Wow.
Leon Tyrant action. Oh my God.
I forgot that. Like, it's so funny.
Oh,
Like
they're
the differences
outfit.
between these campaigns of Lair and like. First of all, in the remake, they completely butchered the two separate scenarios. Like, there's virtually no difference other than like enemies and like I know Claire gets like the grenade launcher while Leon gets the shotgun. But yeah, like the only thing that does change, and I kind of like it, is like for Leon the Tyrant is just constant, and it's like it makes his end game a little bit harder in the sense that you just have to deal with it.
Hmm.
All right, I'm gonna change a couple of things.
You gotta keep this costume. You gotta keep this costume. Do not change the costume.
Well, I gotta see because there are certain costumes I like putting on just because I'm trying to find the subtitles. I thought they were already
Oh,
on.
like the noir?
They are on.
I can't
They are
stand
on.
noir. Okay,
They are on.
I didn't even notice it. I'm not a fan of noir. It's cool, but I'm not a fan of the black and white.
Hmm.
Shame.
Okay. Yeah, so I have everything. So I have the casual Leon, police Leon.
Ooh,
Oh
you
my
even
God,
have-
98.
You even have 98 Leon. Nice.
Yeah. Well, that one was
98
free.
Leon.
That one was free.
Still classic. That one.
Oh my
Yes.
God, 98. The 98 costume is so funny when everyone else is just normal.
Yes.
Oh my
Do it.
God.
And then, you know what? I'm gonna leave Claire like classic, just because it's so funny when one character is polygons and everyone else is just normal. There
She
we go.
is so cute in her face.
Yep.
And yet they did her dirty in Infinite Darkness.
That's one thing that's always bothered me about the RE
Oh my
games is the
God.
inconsistent character designs for people.
Hmm.
Look at that. Look at that beautiful man.
That's her
Chin.
I
Look at that
would be more-
jawline.
would be more
Oh,
skeptical
no.
of this Leon
Emo
than
hair.
freaking the zombies.
I wish they I no hate to Leon's voice actor, but I would love it if like they replaced it with like the clunky dialogue, but everyone else was like still.
wait.
Are you looking
Good.
for your brother Chris?
You were almost a Leon sandwich.
You
I'm trying to
must
see-
preserve the Redfield bloodline, Leon. You must preserve the Redfield bloodline.
All right, I'm trying to refamiliarize myself with controls. All right, that's sprint.
You've
One thing
seen
I don't
that
like
porn
is-
too, haven't you?
One thing I can't stand is that
That artist, right?
what do you call it? I know like the regular models, like if you get them in the rain, like they'll actually be covered in like water. Unfortunately, this one doesn't have that, but I think it's kind of obvious why.
Yeah.
All right, let's go kill zombies.
Oh, it's raining on him. It
Yeah,
just rained
remember
a
when
little on
Resident
him, and
Evil
he
was
went,
about
"Oh."
zombies?
You mean instead of werewolves, like in 8?
Like, it's so funny because, to be fair, like the first RE did have other things besides zombies. Like, to be fair, it had more than just
Oh
zombies.
my God, his mouth doesn't
However,
open.
zombies were
It had
definitely
leeches.
Herb
the
ice
main
cream.
thing.
Something's not right.
Okay, I'm confused.
Guys,
Can you
there's
guys
herb
see?
ice cream. Yes, I
Can you
can.
guys see the subtitles? I don't know.
Yes.
Maybe. Okay, I
I
do see.
don't.
I think my
I
brain. I
do
think I'm
see
just
that.
losing my mind.
Yep, there it is.
You all right? Yeah, I see the subtitles.
Yeah. Don't move. I'll be back for you. Yeah, I see it.
Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna get past this intro real quick.
Oh, you want to know something funny? When I went to go see Halloween Kills last week. No, wait. After the cutscene.
Yeah, Leon totally
Oh
gets this guy
damn,
killed.
Leon just got that dude killed.
Whoa.
Ooh, juicy and stringy. Ah, damn.
Chunky.
All right. Let's see.
Leon, you just got that bitch killed.
1, 2, 3.
It's usually about 3 headshots that they start going down, and then he's gonna get up automatically. So I might as well run.
Whoa. Damn, that's you gotta avoid that for Twitch.
What? I'm like numb to a lot of this stuff. That,
posters.
Wait, what the posters? What I missed?
oh damn it! I forgot.
Oh, there was a bunch of bikini posters.
You threw me off, Soggy, because I was like, wait, what am I looking for? I was like,
Of
wait,
course.
what did I miss? I thought I missed something. Damn it! There goes my hitless run.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
His lips don't even move. I forgot about that.
Now, what would happen if you were out of ammo by the time you got there?
Nothing. It just the cutscene plays out the same.
Boo.
Yeah, I think so. Thanks.
Oh my god.
It'd be funny if like he ran out of ammo, so he just throws the gun.
It's like, hello, man from the past. Here you here
It
to help
reminds me of,
fight zombies?
I know there was a thing like that in RE7 where the first boss fight with Jack in the garage, if you run out of ammo, he still shoots himself in the head.
Okay, you can
Never
definitely
knew
tell
that.
that these two never watched Zombieland because they didn't check the back seat.
Keep in mind, this is before Zombieland, so this is set in like some of the standards of zombies.
Leon. Okay, Leon. You're with Claire now. You must preserve the Redfield bloodline. Get going. Get to work.
Bound to go wow wow.
Okay, so
Now that time it was just
Oh my god,
awful.
I can't believe I'm not the only person that's seen that porn.
I mean, I
Uh,
don't know what you're talking about, Saga. I'm referring to the meme. Look, I'm being dead serious.
Oh,
Like this,
we're talking about the meme.
I'm talking about the
there's
meme.
Meme
an
is a porn, I
artist
think.
that draws a lot of Resident Evil porn, and it'll be like Rebecca being fucked in the ass, and it's
Oh,
like her
Jesus.
brother screaming,
Oh,
"You
God.
must preserve the bloodline." It's just a lot of images of her being fucked in the ass by zombies
Oh,
and him
okay,
losing
alright,
his mind
so-
and like ripping his hair
Oh,
out.
God.
Okay, yes, but you know what I mean. I'm talking more like the just the joke meme of it, because like I've always seen the one where it's like it's a scene from one of the 3D animated films where it's like Chris and like I think Rebecca are tracking down Leon, and he's like somewhere in like a bar getting drunk, and he's like, Leon, I need you to fuck my sister, and it's like it's just dubbed over, but it somehow fits the animation to a degree. It's just so funny.
And he also says, cancel that orange
Oh.
apple juice.
Oh yeah, that's right. All right. Now I know we were talking
Due
about
to
this
a
right before the
citywide
stream starts, but
biohazard.
like, did any of you guys rewatch any
Oh
of the
my
movies?
god.
The CGI
I
ones,
tried,
yes, but not the live action ones. No.
God, this is so unreal.
It's always so
I
funny to
couldn't
me
find them in
because
my
like,
collection either.
because I've seen, because I know we were talking about this before, but like,
We're the only ones.
there's like a certain point where like the animated films. No, let me rephrase that. The live action ones 4 and 5 to me are just like the same movie. Like, I can never point out like scenes that are
Oh
like
yeah.
separate from them. You show me like a scene from one of them, and I would
Yeah,
always
which
confuse the two.
you want to know something really weird about that too? Claire and Chris, they're in movie 4, but they're nowhere in movie 5. And Barry Burton's in movie 5.
Yeah, because like
Like Barry Burton,
And
Ada
Jill.
Wong, and Leon. Yeah, I keep
And
forgetting
Jill.
about Jill. Yeah, it's all about like we have to save Alice from the Red Queen and get like if Wesker needs to save Alice from the Red Queen to get her to Washington to save the world, and then it's like okay, we're gonna do it, and then they ignore it. Then the last
Well-
movie happens, and it's like Wesker betrayed her at the battle, and,
Well, yeah,
and
'cause,
it's like
like-
what the hell happened to Jill and Leon?
well, yeah, because like those movies, like the first one,
Wow.
like the first one's not even like an adaptation of the first game. It's like takes inspiration from
It's
at
its
the
own
very
thing.
yeah. The second one, Apocalypse, is basically supposed to be like RE
2
3
and 3.
technically. Well, I wouldn't even call it 2 because Leon and Claire don't even show up. It's Jill and Nemesis, but Nemesis is chasing
Stars.
Hey, I might be the only one who feels this way, but is the new Resident Evil remake completely unplayable unless you do mods?
which one?
The Resident Evil 3 remake. I mean,
don't
at
get-
least with
Don't. Oh god, that game. Oh,
We don't talk about that blasphemy in here.
oh no, we
we
can
don't
talk
talk
about it
about-
because that game pissed me off. I like. Oh god. Hold on a second, I gotta focus just a little bit here.
My God.
sorry, man. Well,
Basically, like.
Run, bitch, run!
So okay, so when RE7 was coming out, like I wasn't one of those people who was like, "Oh, it's first person, this ruins it." I didn't care. It looked fun. I bought it day one, I think, and I loved it. Like I enjoyed the hell out of it. It does fall off towards the second half, towards the end. It does stop being kind of as much fun, but I still enjoyed it for what it was. Then this came out, and I really loved it. Like this game, it's not perfect by any means. They butchered a lot of the stuff that was in the original RE2, and it's really not a great remake, but I still enjoyed it. So when 3 was coming out, I bought it like day one. I was like, okay, 7 was great. This one was great. I'm buying RE3. Bought that game. I immediately regretted my purchase.
Yeah.
Especially
Well,
when I got to the end and I was like, it was the same night. I beat it the same night. And I was like, what the hell, man?
Well, I tell you, man, when this is just my theory, and of course, you all can agree or disagree with me. At this, I'll respect you still. The moment a costume changes, it always spells doom. I mean, we've seen this with what do you call it? We've seen it in Battletoads. We've seen it with Masters of the Universe. We've seen it in so many other cases. And then when they decided, well, we're going to do the classic, then oh no, it's going to be inspired by the classic. I'm like, oh, this is not going to end well. And the
Well,
moment
'cause-
it came out, I'm just like, oh fuck, I was right.
Well, because the way I saw it was like, first of all, I think like, because like I said earlier, like the characters' designs for this series have been very inconsistent when you really look at the series. Like, they change so goddamn much. However, I always considered
Chris
that like when it got to
Redfield's
like what is it, RE 1 remake, there is a bit of consistency between RE5 character designs, just a bit, not a lot. I think like Jesus Christ, Jill at the very least has like the same color eyes, where her eyes are like very almost like pale, if I remember correctly. So when when the remake came out, I wasn't one of those people. I didn't think she looked ugly. I don't think she looked as good. I don't think the model was as good as it could have been, especially when you see the actress like they took inspiration from. Like I was like, oh man, yeah, they they had so much potential with this character model and they kind of butchered it, but it's whatever.
Yeah.
However, I was one of those people who, like, when I saw the design where it's just a tank top and jeans, I was like, all right, like, I get what you're trying to go for, the quote unquote realistic side, but you could at least make her look a bit more interesting. Like Claire, for example, in this game, like, she's essentially wearing the same thing, but the fact that she has a red leather jacket infinitely makes her design much more interesting, in my opinion.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I kind of I kind of go what you're going with there, but at the very least, they still had the classic outfit as an option if you wanted to give it a shot. So I was good with both, but with the Resident Evil 3, again, that they had the boring ass traditional outfit, which was more realistic. Go fuck themselves. And they had the one that was supposed to be inspired, and I put that in quotations, from the original. And it's just like, okay, they actually were more accurate with the inspired in the second. There's no reason they couldn't do it in the third. And the moment they did, I'm like, and you just lost the sale.
Well, because see,
And
Ooh.
here's the thing that got me, and this was the biggest red flag for me when it came to the costume, which it should have been me being like, all right, this isn't worth the money day one. Was that her? Okay, so okay, I might be wrong about this. I'm trying to remember correctly.
okay,
For RE2 remake, I'm pretty sure their classic costumes came with this game. If I remember correctly, I think the
I think
bonus
if you bought the
costumes,
deluxe.
maybe.
Yeah.
I think I could have sworn the other costumes, like the sheriff, the noir, I thought that was the bonus. I could. Am I remembering that correctly?
let's just say yes.
So okay,
Yeah.
if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So let me just put that context, because if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. However, the minute the Claire and Carlos, God, I keep getting them confused. The minute the Jill Classic and the Carlos Classic were shown to be pre-order bundles, I was immediately like, oh, okay, this kind of doesn't bode well, in my opinion, because it's like, why? Especially considering, like, this game, I think, again, I might be misremembering, but it came with so much. Especially
You know
considering, like,
what?
this costume here, this was free. This was a free download.
I know what could have made that remake at least worth playing. They could have had Jill in a sandwich costume.
Don't they
Sandwich mode.
see that game? Okay,
Hey,
so that
might as well
game.
live up to the Jill sandwich quote.
See, that's the thing I don't get about some of these
Hey,
games is that, like,
Jill
like
in
they.
nothing but a sandwich box. That would be
See, this is why I prefer, like, the
enticing.
original RE remake, like RE1 remake, because, like, it toes a line very well between realistic and still Resident Evil.
Hmm.
Um, like, when you look at the character designs, they are very much more cartoonish in a way, more stylized. And to me, stuff like that makes it hold up better. However, when it comes to these remakes, because even this one, it's like there's like a certain level, like, where they try to go a little too realistic, and it becomes like this weird, sort of uncanny valley, where it's just like, I don't know if I'm explaining it the best way, but all right, now these are all my saves. I'm trying to think what save I can go over that I'm not gonna care about.
And also, when are they gonna bring back Barry? We need Barry, damn it!
He was in Revelations 2.
Yeah, and that's the last time we've ever heard of Barry. I mean, come on.
Listen, Resident Evil is like
Barry should have been in 3.
he should have been in 3. He really should have been.
Well, I mean, he was supposed to die in 3. It was another red flag that was not seen.
Isn't he in one of the alternate endings? The original 3, it was probably my least
Yes.
played Resident Evil game, aside from the ones I haven't
There's
played.
an ending where so I did it like I said, I did a Resident Evil deep dive. Barry in like one of the alternate endings. Barry shows up in the helicopter and picks you up, and Jill's like, "Is that Barry?" And then it ends with like Barry meeting his daughters and giving them a big hug.
Hold on a sec.
But yeah, there's an alternate Barry ending.
Oh
So,
wait, I
yeah.
mistook the wrong Barry. Sorry. I was thinking he was the chicken shit guy.
No, that was Brad, right?
Brad.
Yeah, that was Brad.
Yeah, sorry, that's on me. My mistake.
What's playthrough I want to save over? I mean, technically speaking, that's a lot.
Barry is the one who gave us the Jill sandwich and also said the classic line of "She Wesker."
I'm gonna save over this one.
And also the Master of Unlocking.
Hey, Wesker.
So that's the thing about Resident
You,
Evil
the
is that,
master
like,
of unlocking.
the thing about this series, it's very much a B movie kind of series. Like, when you really look at like the series as a whole, this is very much like a B movie horror
As it
movie
should be.
kind of standpoint.
Yes.
So there's
Hello?
certain things that it's like you're not. I always get the impression you're not really supposed to take this game in series too seriously. And I feel like with the realism angle, it kind of makes it a little bit harder because it's like we just saw a guy get his neck ripped out by a freaking zombie, and then later on they're kind of cracking
my God,
jokes
look at his
about
hand.
zombies and stuff. I don't know. It's not really a problem. It's not really an issue, but it's one of those things where it feels kind of somewhat inconsistent at times. I mean, look at RE Village, for example. Like, that was hardcore B movie cheese. Like, for crying out loud, like, Heisenberg's entire character was just one of the cheesiest things I've ever seen in a game. I loved it, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely one of the cheesiest things, and almost to the point where I wasn't even scared of the guy. I was more like, all right, what you gonna do next, man? I wanted an alternate ending where you team up with him.
Yeah, that's what.
Dude, he
I mean,
wants
seriously,
to team
we
up with
see.
you.
Well,
The moldy
I mean,
man
we
just
see
doesn't like his dead baby being used as a puzzle, except only when he does it.
well, to be fair, like, someone like Heisenberg is totally gonna betray you. Like, let's be real here. He was gonna betray
He's gonna take your baby.
Ethan at some point. And again, like, as a father, I'm not a father, but like, I can sympathize with the idea or empathize with the idea, like, listen, I get where you're coming from, Heisenberg, but you're not using my kid as a weapon. Like, that ain't happening.
And plus, we also saw him turn it into a transformer. I mean, seriously, I was expected to hear the Transformers music to be playing in the background.
I'm not gonna lie, that boss fight was stupid, but I loved it.
Yeah.
Like,
Stupid? Yes, but fun as hell.
see, that's the thing I always say with these games. It's like there's like a certain level of like uncanniness that they like kind of play with.
Ooh.
And again, it kind
You
of makes
stick
for an
your hand in the
inconsistent.
toilet?
It kind of
This
makes for an
isn't Silent
inconsistent
Hill.
tone, but it's not so bad. Let me see something real quick.
I don't know. After a lot of this Resident Evil deep diving, it started to blend into Silent Hill at some points.
I mean, Resident Evil is one of those games where it's like, it's been around so long. It's definitely kind of like touched upon like multiple different like horror genres. Like 1 through 3 are your standard like zombie, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead kind of horror. And then as the series progresses, they touch upon like I don't know how to describe RE4 exactly in terms of like what kind of horror it is. But then you get to like
Oh, damn.
7. It's basically Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets like a little bit of
it is.
what do you call it?
Silent
How much
Hill.
does that have to suck?
That?
The other reason why I say it's kind of like Silent Hill is because it takes a lot of inspiration from the PT demo, because the PT demo came out before RE7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, even the demo itself of RE7 was very PT-esque. And then not to mention like RE Village, like the dollhouse is basically a PT inspired section. All right, I'm not gonna.
Oh
kill
yeah,
every
the one
zombie
where
I
you
run
have
into.
no weapons.
Yeah, like it's very much a haunted house kind of style thing.
Whoop, 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 whoop.
All right, I'm at the items here, so I'm gonna blast these guys. I have infinite ammo, so I'm gonna. Oh, critical!
Yes,
Yay!
Oh, dude, I didn't even notice that.
I did.
There you are, Tubby.
Too bad you can't do like Isaac Clarke and just stomp them when they hit the ground.
Technically, I could because I do have the infinite knife, but I'm just not wasting my time with it. And I don't know why I keep picking up ammo. I don't need it.
So do you have
Because
ammo for all the
force
guns?
of habit.
Handgun.
So in the inventory section, the more times you beat, and I love this about games, like the more times you beat this game and do different challenges, you unlock new items. And basically, like, I think
Oh,
like one of the
damn.
first things you unlock is like the
Ah!
infinite samurai edge, which is like a slightly more powerful pistol, but you still have to reload it. Then you get the
Oh,
Ooh,
infinite
Yippee.
combat knife, which doesn't degrade, which is great for like as like an emergency backup weapon. Then you get the infinite machine gun, which is just an SMG. Again, you have to reload it, but you have unlimited like supply of ammo. Then there's the infinite rocket launcher and
Leon
minigun, which
bleeding?
completely breaks the game.
yeah. Don't
No.
get too attached to this guy.
What's funny is that like Marvin,
Yeah.
he's the black guy, but he doesn't die first.
he was just the first one to get
Whoa, my
eaten.
camera.
Yeah, that poor guy.
All right. But yeah, okay. So when it comes to Resident Evil,
I wish I'd come here sooner.
okay, I don't. God, I'm trying to think of a good segue into the damn movies, like the like, I remember- because I
It's
remember watching like
impossible. Music.
because I remember watching
The
like
music.
I remember watching the first Resident Evil film. And again, I hadn't played Resident Evil for like I'm not that at the time, especially I was not that well versed into the series. But even then, I was like, I don't remember this being the story. You know what I mean? Like I don't remember this being like the story of the game. But at the same time, it was still enjoyable for what it was, in my opinion.
Yeah, like you said, I don't think this game was ever meant to be taken super seriously. And when people say, "Well, this is so great," because I just think to myself, "Oh God, you're one of those."
Well, I think what it is that like again, that first adaptation, I think it's more meant to be like a I don't know. I would have to. I mean, I would have to ask Paul W.S. Anderson, but I have a feeling that was meant to be more like inspired by, rather than an outright
Yeah.
adaptation. Because
Yeah.
it's like aside from the very core concept of Umbrella, zombies,
Well,
there's really not much else to it.
They turned down a script that was like more inspired by the first game that was actually penned by Romero. And
Yeah,
I think
but
you can actually
didn't
find
he?
it somewhere.
Yeah, and Redfield was supposed to be a farmer instead of a Stars member.
Yes. Maybe
No!
that's how he's preserving the bloodline.
I forget that like none of the cast of like the game are in that first movie. I completely forget that all the time.
This is not how I imagined my first.
Yeah, there's no one from it in it. And there
No.
was this Alice in Wonderland thing that they didn't go far enough with.
Like,
Because, like, the whole thing with it being called the Hive and the Red Queen, I thought it was a reference to bees. I didn't realize it was supposed to be an Alice in Wonderland thing.
like
Wait,
Alice,
what?
like the whole concept with Alice,
Yeah.
it's like, what do you call it? Like, I don't want to say like she's a
Going
self-insert
down
because
the hive is going down the rabbit hole. Oh, she is. Oh, she fucking
yeah.
is.
especially later on, like it's like she is such a self-insert kind of
Her
character.
daughter is the Red Queen in the last movie.
Yeah, but that's more of like
Her
a layer. I'm talking
daughter
like
is.
I'm talking about like the context of the first film,
There's
because I don't
so
care what
many
anybody says. Those films were not planned out. That's why they have the constant
No, they were
retconning
not.
back and forth between each film. But in that first film, like she feels a little too much like clearly this person like I don't even say a self-insert because like she's not that bad,
Woo!
but
Woo!
later on it definitely gets just
Jesus.
awful.
In the first,
can't
at
look
least
at
in the
that.
first film, she was at least tolerable, at
Alright.
least.
Speed
But
running
later down-
strats,
Oh, yeah.
you want to knock this body down because
Woo!
that will save you time in the future. And then,
This game is just fucking gooey.
if I remember correctly, there is enough boards to block up every window in this game, but you have to make sure you pick the right windows. Because there are some windows where zombies never come through. But they're still considered breakable.
Why is this game scaring me?
I mean, this game
Hmm.
freaked me out when I first played it, and it's mostly due to like I keep picking up ammo. Stop picking up ammo. I don't need it. It's it's mostly just instinct. But basically,
Yeah.
like the horror comes from the stress. Because there are moments when like you're playing this game and you're just running through areas, you got little to no ammo. There's a bunch of zombies everywhere, there's lickers. And oh god, like it gets
the
so
lickers.
I miss my boys.
Yeah, remember when the liquors were the craziest thing? At this point, I'm just gonna keep picking it up. Remember when liquors were probably like the craziest thing when it comes to like the zombie-esque creatures?
Yes.
Dude, isn't there something? Isn't there? See, because like I said, I watched so much Resident Evil stuff, it got blended together. Isn't there like one that like forces a parasite into you? Like it's this giant thing and it freaking force feeds parasites
Las
down
Plagas.
Jill's
So
throat?
okay, so yeah, like
That's
when it comes to
from-
Resident Evil, like
That's Las Plagas.
yeah, because the whole T virus is only in really 1 through 3. Like that's the only Resident Evil games that really have the T virus. Everything else is like some other disease. RE4 has Las Plagas. 5
Five
has
has-
Does this have the G virus?
A weaponized version of the Las Plagas in a way.
yeah. It's like there is a connection to them though, because like they're all supposed to be like progressions of the disease
Yeah,
of the virus.
because Ada got the sample and she gave it to Wesker.
Die, you bastard! Hold on a sec. I'm making him a nugget.
Stomp them.
Oh, I wish you could stomp. Oh man, I miss stomping. But this isn't Dead Space. This is Resident Evil, which I think I played. No, that's not true. I was gonna say I think I played Dead Space first, but no, I think I played RE4 first. But I think I preferred Dead Space over RE4, which that might be a controversial take, but I like the I wasn't a fan of like the running around, stopping, aiming, then shooting kind of aspect. I get that was kind of like part of the game at the time, but it's just not my preference.
Come on, get the shit. You know you want the shit. Come on. Come on.
Nah. See, I'm looking because like I don't think I really like. Again, this isn't like my real playthrough. This is not
Yeah,
like
I
me
know.
trying my best.
I
This is what
I
I
know.
want. This
You need at least a shotgun.
bullshit. I can't shoot this. Break this glass.
Yeah.
Well,
Alright.
maybe if you had that boulder punching asshole, maybe it might work.
I remember seeing something talking about like
What's
when
that?
you think about it, like Chris's progression as a character of him just bulking up makes sense because like all the crazy shit he's gone through
There's
with Wesker.
steroids in 7.
Wesker is constantly getting more powerful. It's like it makes sense for him to just be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna buff this hell.
There's steroids in the 7th game. Do I
Okay.
think Chris Redfield's been experimenting with T virus steroids? Hell yeah.
Oh, damn it. Man, there was a time like I had like notes for this game because I remember doing the speed run challenges. I know there's one where like complete the game in like I can't remember how many hours, but it's like complete the game in a certain number of hours. And I remember in preparation for that, I would like write down locker codes. That way, I can just grab the good items I needed. Because if I remember correctly, like the best way to get like the fastest run is like you have to essentially pass up certain items. Like if you're trying to do like the fastest run, you're not supposed to have like a full inventory because it just kind of wastes time.
Did he just win? What the?
Double tap.
Well,
Good
yeah,
boy. Good boy.
yeah. In this game, they have like a lot of moments where
Just bullet sponges.
yeah, they'll kind of like just kind of talk, which I think is kind of fun. Because some of the shit they say is so hilarious. Like I know Claire, she has some really funny lines. Where there's one, she just screams for almost no reason. Here we go. All right, save room.
God, I love how the herb is just a random plant on the floor.
Is there a canonical like lore to what herbs actually are?
No.
No. I'm not sure.
They're just herbs. They're just herbs.
It's
It
pot.
just works.
It's pot.
It just works.
Well, for whatever reason, I thought that the whole reason why Raccoon City was basically kind of taken over by Umbrella was because those herbs grew in that area and they were so abundant and they were rare or some shit like that.
Well, I mean, again, like I don't know what series we were talking about where there's like constant retcons, but this is definitely I don't know if I want to call it retcons so much because like I think RE does a bit better of a job with it, but I'm sure like they've because I know RE5 kind of gives the origins of Umbrella to the sense where it's like they found like that progenitor virus thing, which is supposed to be like literally the progenitor to almost every disease in the entire series.
Yeah, and then the final chapter retcons that, and then also in the final chapter it's revealed that Alice's T cells are literal T's.
Yeah, we gotta address something here. We gotta address when we're talking about which continuity, because like I think the film series goes into the progenitor virus just for like a brief moment, then completely ignores it. But then the series, you know, kind of goes more focused on it. Like that is the canon.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's like the progenitor virus, which essentially gave birth to almost everything in terms of like REs 1 through at least 6. How though in 7 and Village they introduced what the fuck was that called?
Hold on.
The
Megamycete crap, which
Megamycete.
was like which is the source of the mold. But again, it's like it's not the progenitor virus, even though it's like come on guys. Come on guys, it's basically the same thing here. All right. I'm not even gonna worry about saving because, like, if I die, I die. Who cares?
Oh, combat knife. I thought that said cocaine knife.
Oh man!
Wow.
That's what you get when you.
That's the knife that they use for cocaine, and every time you stab a zombie, that's why they stop.
Shoot it.
Well, there's certain zombies like it's like they will get up, and there's certain ones that don't. This is one that does.
Well, it's better to be safe than sorry.
Double tap.
Oh man, you don't have no idea. Like I said, I've unlocked the rocket launcher, and I've used that to like. It's funny because certain weapons, like the infinite ammo ones, I think they negate certain challenges. Like you cannot you cannot unlock certain challenges if you use them. I think the exception is the I think the exception is the knife. Oh, I remembered it. I
Cock.
think the exception is the knife. The knife is the only one that it won't invalidate your run. But like the rest of them, like because like with the rocket launcher, it's like you could easily beat this game in like an hour if you really use that rocket launcher, because Mr. X goes down in a single rocket launcher shot. No enemy is going to survive a direct hit with a rocket launcher. And what I used to do is I would just run past enemies, and even the ones that didn't get out, I would just shoot a rocket at them. I wouldn't even like take the chance of them like maybe coming after me. Nope, I'm not gonna pick it up.
Doesn't Wesker have a really weird photo of Rebecca Chambers in his office?
Yes,
Yep.
it's like a hidden thing, and it's really weird because it's like I don't think there's ever been a canonical reason as to why he has it. Because I think it's supposed to be an Easter egg thing, but at the same time, it's there in his office.
Yeah, the dude's superb.
Yeah.
Also, I'm
Well,
sorry,
the
I gotta
worst
address.
part is the fact that it's called Rookie Year.
I gotta address something. Wesker is unironically like my favorite character in Resident Evil because I love how cheesy of a villain he is, and I love how it's like the big twist. Oh, Wesker is actually the villain of the story. It's like the motherfucker is wearing sunglasses in the middle of the night. That's never a good sign for any character.
Dude, he has
He
a
wears his
picture of an
sunglasses.
old-timey pregnant woman in his office.
He does?
Yeah, he does. He's got a picture of an old-timey pregnant woman in his office.
Okay.
Okay then.
Let me see something.
I am not one to judge.
I mean, I am. I don't judge everyone.
Also, in the uncut first
I fucked
game,
myself.
in the uncut opening, Albert Wesker's hair is like yellow blonde. It's like Pikachu yellow blonde.
Okay, so here's the funny thing, and I was looking this up about like the original RE, like the original RE. So from what I understand, it was like when it came to the
Wait,
casting,
home.
when it came to like the casting of it, essentially, this was like back before like I guess you could say Japanese devs and like American companies were like had better relations with each other. I guess you could say not necessarily like they had terrible relations, but from what I understand, they basically hired the first English speakers they could find, and it's like, yeah, these guys weren't actors, and that's essentially why the dialogue is so clunky in the first game, because it's literally just random Joes off the street who were living in Japan at the time.
So in other words, it's the same people who did dubs back in the 90s.
Pretty much, it's like, hey, you're the best we got, and I love the idea that like I love the idea of like
if I remember the
some of these characters were inspired based on whoever walked in the door of their studio.
No, don't go. Everyone
No,
just
Jill,
looks at
don't
the
open that door.
Jill, the master of unlocking.
Maybe you should take this. I can't remember the line, but it's like, maybe you, the master of unlocking, should take this one. That was a close
you're
one.
right.
You were almost a Jill sandwich. Listen, I don't care what anybody says. The dialogue of that first game, like that very, very first game, it's something to marvel at.
Well, yeah, because you shall never underestimate the power of Barry. Barry is your Lord and Savior.
Honestly, when you really think about it, like
Barry's actor. So I found out there was a mystery, like there was like a whole mystery where no one knows who played the people for the longest time. but there was a
Yeah,
deep
I
dive
remember
where
that.
people figured out who played Barry, and Barry was played by an Australian English teacher.
Yeah, because it's like because it's like those early days of Resident Evil. It's like when you hear the stories of it, it's like this doesn't make sense. How was this successful?
Yeah.
How did this become so successful?
Probably because the gameplay was better than the story.
I was just about to say that because like the gameplay of Resident
Freaking-
Evil, I'm pretty sure is what saves it.
Shinji Mikami at the time was not known as the Master of Terror. He was known as the guy who programmed Goof Troop.
It's so like Resident Evil is probably like a perfect storm kind of thing where it's like in reality none of this should have worked, but it did. And I forgot I'm supposed to be picking up these damn medallions. I'm literally just running around. I was like, what am I supposed to be doing? I'm just killing zombies. Fish, scorpion, water pail.
Still think it's worthy dialogue for the in-class in game cutscenes. No, don't go! And then everyone's reaction to it was like, fuck, we missed the bus.
Well, I'm telling you, man, like, there's something to be said about, like... Oh, damn it, I don't have inventory space. I'm just gonna drop stuff because I don't feel like running around coming back. But, like, again, like, Resident Evil is, like, it's just B-movie cheese. Like, it's definitely something, like, you're not supposed to take seriously. Even in the remake, the dialogue is still... It's better, it's objectively better, but it's still clunky and cheesy at times. Like, they rewrite the Jill sandwich line, but it's still there.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
to a degree, it's like, any later, and you would have fit nicely into a sandwich. It's like, okay, what? Your friend just almost got crushed to death, and this is what you're saying right now?
Of course.
I knew she'd make it. You know her? Yeah.
Leon, save your wife. Save the surrogate mother.
To the second floor. East side.
You know, there's one Resident
my
Evil game I
God.
never played, and I'm kind of ashamed to say, because I know a lot of people kind of low-key love it. What's that one? Code Veronica.
Haven't played it.
Well, because I know that's
Haven't
like
played it,
that's
so
essentially
I
like
don't
the
know.
last. Again, I don't know everything about RE, but I'm pretty sure that was like the last RE that had tank controls and fixed cameras, and it's technically RE4, but
Isn't open yet.
you know it wasn't called RE4, so no one really. It's not really RE4.
That was a complicated one. And to be fair, Jill did had a good shooter until Umbrella had to kill him.
Oh yeah,
Assholes.
that's right. You know, it's one thing that's really funny to me. So when we get ready to do the stream, I was trying to catch up on like what lore, like the lore of RE, because you know there's a lot of stuff I don't know. And one thing that kind of threw me for a loop is that there's because like I know we were talking about so the CG movies, they're canon to the timeline of the games. Damnation, I don't remember all the names, but they're canon to the games. One thing that got me there are stage plays that are canon to RE.
Oh,
And
yeah.
one of the characters, I think in what's his name? RE6, I think is his name Pierce? Chris's sidekick.
I gotta remember. Hold on a second.
I think he gets his essentially his like he comes from he like I think he shows up in the play. Like that's where he comes from. And then it's like, all right,
Day man.
so he
Fighter
has a
the
canon
Nightman.
he has a canon existence, but it's like why would you think introducing a character in a play and then putting them in a game was a good idea? Like, how many people who played RE6 are gonna
Synergy.
know that play? Like, honestly.
Synergy.
This
The
Lines
Japanese who are gaga
Line
for Resident
Plant.
Evil. I mean, Biohazard.
That's another thing that threw
They
me
are
for a loop.
absolutely gaga for it.
That's
Oh, the
another thing that threw
name?
me for a loop is it's because again, Biohazard makes more sense as a title when you really think about it. Resident Evil doesn't make sense, but I think it has something to do with like in the West they couldn't copyright Biohazard, so they had to call it
There's
something
a
else.
rumor, and one of the people I was watching was saying that they looked into it, but they just could not find an actual game called Biohazard in the West. So
Well,
they
I
really
don't.
have no idea why it's
Well,
called
just because
Resident
there's no
Evil.
game named Biohazard doesn't mean they couldn't. Doesn't mean they still couldn't. Like they weren't allowed to copyright the name.
Like
'Cause I know,
Lilac
like,
Wars, or where the fuck that's called in where
well,
the
because I
fuck
think it kind of
Star Fox is
changes.
called in Europe.
I think it's like
Hmm.
I'm no expert on copyright laws in the U.S., but I think there's some like rule where you can't just copyright a word in the sense that like no one else can use it. Especially like Biohazard,
Yeah.
when it's like something that's just so commonly used by so many different organizations. Like I don't know, but it's funny because RE7, which was like I don't care what anybody says, that game was kind of a reboot of the series to a degree, like a soft
Oh
reboot.
yeah. Oh hell yeah.
And I know
A sea boot.
I know like it has the subtitle like in the West it's Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, and in Japan it's Biohazard 7 Resident Evil, which I always thought was really interesting. And what's funny is that the name Resident Evil actually fits now because you're actually going to a house full of people where the residents are evil. And I forgot the damn book. All right, I'll be right back. I gotta do this. Oh boy. But yeah, this game, RE7, and hell, even RE3 remake. I didn't 100% complete. I almost 100. I 100% completed remake, RE3 remake. It was mostly because I wanted to do it because I was like, I wasted my money on this. I need to get my money's worth out of it. And it doesn't help that some of the challenges in that one I wouldn't really even call challenges. Like there's like so many challenges you can do simply by like there's some of the challenges I wouldn't even really call them challenges. It's like kill 1,000 zombies, which I'm like, I mean that's just playing the game multiple times. It's not really a challenge in the sense of like you playing the game in a different way. Because it's like in that game, there's like moments like you really can't. Like in this game, you can run past almost every enemy for the most part. In RE3 Remake, I don't think you can really do that. I don't think it's realistic for you to run past every enemy. And there's even some instances where it's like you straight up have to kill every enemy, like the Carlos section.
What the fuck was
It was
that?
probably a helicopter.
Something.
Yep. And I can't aim my gun at him, even though I'm like, he's a zombie. I'm gonna kill him right now. One second, I'm gonna see if I can do it. Nope, they won't let me. Let me
No,
shoot
'cause
the
Mr.
innocent man.
No, because Mr. X will take care of it for you.
Eh. All right, you ready to
I
see
was
some
thinking that
thirsty
was
Claire?
Mr. X.
You ready to see some thirsty Claire
All right,
action
let's
here?
see that. Oh god. Yep,
I love
let's
this
see that
cutscene because
thirsty
it's so
Claire.
funny.
Are you gonna keep Leon looking the way he is?
Hell yeah.
Claire! Hold on! I'll be right there!
Okay.
Bullshit, you couldn't open that gate. Bullshit.
Claire! It's so nice to see you.
How you doing?
Oh my god, his fingers.
Yeah. I'm in one piece.
I'm guessing you don't have a key in one of those fancy pockets?
Unfortunately, no. How are you doing?
You know, just surviving.
Like, what the hell was that? Why are you being so nonchalant right now? Like, the world is essentially ending around you, and she's just like, oh, just surviving. Like, Claire, like, this is not a joking situation. People are dying.
Yeah.
Like, Claire, I don't think you understand.
Yeah,
I saw a
and
man
there's
get his
zombies
neck
behind
ripped
you.
out.
Hear yourself.
I saw a man get his neck ripped out a few hours ago.
Yeah, you need to
This isn't a joke.
now.
Okay, let's get through this. Both of us.
His fingers don't even fit the gate. It's just like clipping through it. I love it.
Marvin, I've got a situation here. I'm surrounded by zombies. Marvin, do you copy? Marvin.
So, okay, so which one? Who of you have seen the animated films, the 3D ones?
I own them, and I have.
There's 3 of them, right? Like, I'm trying
Yes,
to make sure I don't
there's
forget.
3. There's Degeneration, Damnation, and Vendetta.
Which one is the one where it's Ada
Oh,
having
anything like that.
a kung fu ninja fight with like the president of a country?
That's Damnation.
Oh my
Oh.
god, that was weird. That movie, like, I don't know what it is. Like,
The
a lot of the
country.
movies, I don't know what country they're in. They're like,
Yes, that country. It's
Yeah,
called
it's
like
called The Country.
Untitled Slav Nation.
oh, okay. I always remember seeing that fight scene, always like, what the hell is this? Like, where does this come from? And like the president's like, I was a former like, I don't know what she calls
The
herself.
instructor.
Yeah, she's like an
Some kind of
instructor.
instructor.
Son of a.
Oh, damn it. I was trying to block that window, you ass. Go ahead, fall down.
Maybe she's a
My
Pilates-
favorite-
Maybe she's
My
a
favorite is
Pilates
when they fall and
instructor.
you just riddle them with bullets.
What the?
No, I know this I know how this goes. Come on, give me that head pop. Alright, forget it.
My God.
Yeah, some of these it's just like they just won't pop. And it's like, come on, give me that. It's so satisfying. It's satisfying to see a head pop off. Alright, I can block this one real quick if I'm quick enough. You know, it's one thing, and you only get this with a shotgun. You know, you can shoot these guys in half.
Oh.
That always blew my mind. Because, okay, so you see that guy in the first room who got his torso ripped in half, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can do that to the zombies.
Yeah.
You can shoot them in half. And that's one thing I really love about this game is that, like, just the damage models on these characters. If I understand correctly, like, every character model, for the most part, with the zombies, like, they have a skeleton underneath that you can essentially chip away at. And it's actually pretty detailed. Let me see if I can... Let me see if I can show you the zombie skeleton. It's really apparent when you have, like, a machine gun. Like, it just rips them apart. But if you can see, like, he's kind of, like, falling to chunks. Like, his torso is just missing now.
Yeah.
I remember that blowing my mind when I first played this game. Like I'm not one who's, like, big into gore, but it's, like, that was, like, some wild shit to me.
You're in Wesker's office.
No, Wesker's office is in the Star's
Oh,
office.
God.
This is, I don't know whose office
Oh.
is it.
Oh, yeah.
I thought this was Wesker's.
No, we still gotta go to the Star's office.
Yeah, I don't
which-
see the pregnant lady.
Who's still alive? I think that's him from the window.
That has to be a window guy.
Oh, I hear snoring. What is that?
I think
Is that
that's
me?
Jay. I think that's
Jay!
Jay.
Jay, are you sleeping?
That's a. He's just passed out. Damn, man. Tell me how you really feel.
Sorry, it was a bit of a long day today.
No, I don't believe it. I know I mentioned this before, but every time I do a stream, I drink like a energy drink beforehand.
Yeah, I was going to get one, but I kind of lost track of time for good reasons. I was with Jesse, and it was awesome. We were actually watching an anime called something completely different than what we're watching right now.
Resident Evil.
I honestly thought I was just hearing shit until I heard snoring.
No, it
I
was
was like,
so funny because in my brain I was thinking, oh man, Jay's been quiet for a minute. I wonder if he's okay. And then all of a sudden, very faintly, I heard. I was like, oh,
mm,
My
that's right.
fault, guys. Sorry.
I thought it was a zombie.
don't worry, we
I
won't
thought
hold
it
it
was a
against
zombie,
you.
guys. Oh,
Just take poor Marvin out of his
yeah,
misery.
I wish I could. Like, I know what happens. I know how this ends. Oh, damn it! It won't let me even aim at him. Come on, game. Let me end him. His
Pretty
days
much-
are numbered.
you,
All right,
Pretty much with everybody, unless
Yeah.
you're Claire, or Leon, or Sherry, you're going to die.
plot armor or
Yeah.
Ada. Even Ada survived the fall into a bottomless chasm. All right, I'm gonna try this real quick. Ready?
Ada fought
Damn
a
it.
president.
Well, once Son, you never can underestimate the Ada waifu.
Oh man, Ada's like, she's one of those characters who, when you really think about it, she will make a terrible partner in the sense that like you could never trust her. But at the same time, it's like I'm willing to take the risk, even though it's not a risk because you know it's gonna happen.
Uh-oh.
Like it's not really a risk because you know it's gonna end badly.
Yeah.
Because risk implies it might not happen. In this case, it's gonna happen. I don't know why I blocked that because they don't even come out of this one right now, except for that one. I kind of fucked myself.
What the fuck?
Just die.
I'm not dead. You will be in a minute. But
See, in a real
still
playthrough, I would have
happy.
just ran past these guys. Like, this isn't worth it. I would be wasting so many bullets. Like, unless you get that head pop, it's not worth it.
Uh-oh.
And if I
One
hadn't
pop
filled this
another
up,
one.
there would have been like 2 zombies down this hallway already.
Yeah.
Oh,
Of
man.
course, there's a shotgun that's like a zombie popper.
Oh yeah, I'm going for that. If there's a zombie game, I'm getting the shotgun. Like, I will get it. It will be mine. You will not stop me.
Oh, good. Then I can do the joke.
What?
You'll have to wait till it happens.
I know what you're talking about.
Oh, there we go. You know, I'm gonna go block this window right now because I think this is the only other window in the immediate area that needs blockage. Oh, hello.
In the butt.
Geez, where's Isaac when you need him?
See, this game. This is the game that made me want to see a Dead Space remake.
What the?
You know, knowing what I know now, remakes are a terrible idea. But, oh, why did I do that? I'm so sorry.
Uh-oh.
I forgot. My knife wasn't automatically equipped because I had the grenades. But yeah, this is the game that made me want to see a Dead Space remake because I was thinking, like, imagine this technology, like this damage model used on the necromorphs, where you dismember them, but it's like you actually see the damage being done as opposed to like the limbs just flying off random, like in random directions. To me, that would be so cool to see. Which supposedly that's what they're gonna do for the remake.
I'm not buying it.
I'll wait and
They're
see.
just gonna make that one woman. They're just gonna make that one woman's boobs smaller.
And make
Kendra?
her sympathetic.
Oh god, they better. Kendra is easily like the most irredeemable bitch I've seen in recent games. Like the fact that she sends you on so many errands to that game only to be like, later, Isaac, I'm leaving you here to die on this ship, despite the fact I'm only escaping because you did all the work. And it's like the biggest sin that game ever did was not letting me kill her.
Yeah, but she dies anyway, so it's a little bit better.
Yes.
I got a shotgun.
Okay, let me see if I can bifurcate a zombie.
Blam!
It's the moment we were all waiting for.
Yeah,
Yes,
I've been
I always every
yeah,
single
I've been
time.
watching the
Yeah, I always say the line, "I got a shotgun."
Um. Okay, so I'm
Thanks a lot, Fearless.
all right. So I'm just gonna like shoot myself in the foot here. What are you referring to?
It was
Famous.
some line that I used to. Yes, a YouTuber Fearless always do for his reviews is that he always uses some kind of clip or noise that says, "I got a shotgun." I don't know why, but it always just like sticks with me.
I have
I
no
Yeah,
idea who
it's
that
got a
is.
scream afterwards also.
All right, get the red
Yeah, I
jewel.
watched a bunch of playlists for to prep for the Resident Evil stream. You know, like how clone lives don't matter.
Oh, right, this was also from. Oh yeah, I forgot. This was from the Resident Evil game. Let's
Whoa,
see.
where'd you come from?
Yep.
Jesus Christ, that scared me. Oh, what the? I did the
Ah.
self-defense item. You pieces of shit. That was so unfair.
The zombie just wanted to make out with you.
My lips are only for Ada.
Nah,
Or that one
Not
chick from
Claire?
Degeneration.
Well, it just shows how much of a
Listen,
bigot you are.
Claire's cool, but she's not Ada.
Are you saying that you don't want to keep the
Red Fear
Redfield
Blood.
bloodline going?
Well,
Oh yeah,
that's what
song.
Ethan was for. That's why Chris was so adamant about killing Mia, because he's like, all right, Ethan, listen. With your wife dead, you can now carry on the bloodline.
And it proves that you
Yeah, I
can
got
make a child.
And that's true. And
Uh,
his child would be, I mean, spoiler alert for RE Village, but like his child would be, let's just say, a little. She'd be more than fitting for the Redfield bloodline, considering how powerful she should be.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, the
I
I Got a
wonder-
Shotgun is a sound sample
Oh, wait,
from
what am I doing?
Chris Redfield's opening.
What the hell am I doing?
Yeah,
Oh, damn it. I fucked up. I kept saying I was going to bifurcate a zombie. Let me bifurcate a zombie. All right, stand up. Let me see if I can do this just right. Because I know you have to, like, shoot him just right. Damn it. Didn't work.
I got a shotgun.
shh.
It almost happened. I could hear the sound effect. Let me see if I can find another one.
He's sleeping. He's sleeping.
No, I'm here. I'm here.
No, I was trying. No, I was doing the college
Zombie.
humor.
Yeah, like, he's
joke
not dead.
for what-
He's just sleeping. He went to the farm. Wow, this is embarrassing. I talk about how much I played this game multiple times, and here I am with critical danger health.
Do you have any? Do you have any? What do you call it?
Heal
health
items? No, I put them all in my inventory because I was like, oh, who cares? It's not that big of a deal.
Famous last words.
All right, but I got plenty. So, as punishment, I'm only gonna give myself one herb.
No, just take the aerosol can.
Oh fuck it, you're right. Who cares?
Well, too late now.
Damage
Nah,
the
it's too-
environment. Damage
But I
the
will grab the
environment. Damage
I
the
will grab the shotgun
environment.
ammo. Oh damn it! I forgot to put the red jewel up. Because I know the
Miss
red jewel is
Sauron,
for
aren't
the.
you also? Shouldn't you be an agent of Umbrella? Shouldn't you be helping, cause the apocalypse while there's a bunch of Umbrella higher up sleeping underground under the hive? For some
Oh hell yeah,
reason,
man! Like I would,
there's
I would
40 people
unironically, side with Umbrella. Like, listen, like the world's had a good run. Also, oh damn it. All right, I'll be right back. You guys can keep chatting about RE. I'll be right back. I gotta take care of something.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't trust Umbrella.
Oh,
Hmm.
can't. They're worse than Ada Wong.
And also, none of their employees can pull off the sexy dress look that 801 wears.
That is true. That she's the only one that could pull it off. Considering current year, I'm surprised they were able to get away with it.
For now.
Ada Wong pulls off her dress. I'm so I'm sorry, everyone.
That's all right. If you didn't do it, it wouldn't be you, Sagi.
Thanks. What was I trying to remember? Yeah, I marathoned like Bayless stuff. I marathoned the Angry Video Game Nerds Resident Evil content, which was just only Survivor, but it was kind of good going through that one again. Watched a lot of stuff for the games, and I mean, I watched a lot of the Bayless stuff, including the video games. So, like I said, my brain melted all out of my ears.
Yeah.
Just nothing but Resident Evil consumes my life.
That sounds like a good time.
Oh man.
Anyway, so
What was that true?
so
Trying to
here's a
remember.
question.
God.
So here's a question for y'all. What would you consider your favorite Resident Evil game or any IP? Like just like when you see Resident Evil and you think your favorite one, which one do you think it would be?
4.
4. Okay, respect. Well, 4 before they fucked with it, right?
I played the Wii version.
Then you got it
So
before.
I had the one with the knife fight. Yeah.
Nice. How about you, Megatron? What would you consider your favorite?
I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this, but it would be Resident Evil 5.
Well, that's still pretty respectable, man. That's a good game.
It's a good co-op. It's good for co-op.
Yeah, a lot. I mean, hell, one of my best friends loves that game, and it was pretty fun. But you think you're getting flack? I'm gonna get flack for my thoughts. My favorite one is still 3, not the remake, the original. Because I thought the whole idea of freaking Nemesis was scary as fuck.
So you probably really liked Apocalypse then too.
Let's see, Resident Evil Apocalypse.
That's
oh
the
yeah,
movie.
yeah, I did. Sorry, it took me a second to remember that. Yeah, I thought that. I think that was pretty cool. But
that's
still,
the one where Mila Jovovich kicks a freaking motorcycle into a liquor and blows it up with a shotgun.
You know what? Why not? Sorry, it took me a moment to remember.
Oh my god, that gets so over the top.
And yet, it took a motorcycle to knock out Alice in the final Anderson film. Remember that?
Okay,
it was revenge.
It did.
So you talk about the movies, right?
We were talking about which one's our favorite Resident Evil. Sagi said 4. Megatron said 5. I said 3 original.
And then I said
this might be controversial.
Like Apocalypse then.
This might be. Are you talking about? You're talking about the games right now, right?
Yeah. Well, I was technically talking about any, but if you want to go focus on games, we can do that.
All right. So for when it comes to I'll say the movies first. My favorite of the movies is probably the first one, just because like it's easier for me to disassociate it with everything else. It's to me, it's not as because it's so disattached from the rest of the series. I'm like, all right, this is horribly inaccurate, but at the same time, at least it's trying to be fun with it. Where do I want to go now? Second floor. However,
it's its own zombie movie.
Yeah, like it's its own thing. I can accept that to a degree.
Okay.
However, this is the wrong way. I forgot I don't have the shortcut open. When it comes to the games, and this might be controversial, but I actually like RE7 the most.
Okay. I think that was still a good game. Still a good game.
Let me put it this way: RE1 Remake is the best of them, in my opinion. I think it's the best RE game, but 7 is my personal favorite. It's the one I have the most fun playing.
Well, I think people would judge if a person chose either 6 or 3
How the hell did you get in here? How the hell did you get in here? I blocked the window.
Teleportation, son.
I didn't know that was one of the side effects of the T virus.
Well, it does make your actual cells little T's. T for
Oh, Lord.
teleport.
I'll never forget that when, like, I think it's 4 where he quote unquote cures her, and it shows like the zoom in of her cells. It's literally a T, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
Yeah.
That's your. That's what your explanation is. It's a literal T cell, a literal T virus. Like, to be fair, if scientists discovered a virus in the shape of a T, that is probably what they would call it. But Jesus Christ, man, it's literally a T. Oh, hold on a second. I think someone might join us in a second here.
Oh, okay.
Let me see.
Cool. Is now I am getting tired. I was doing good, but I don't think I can last till the explosive countdown.
I don't know. Honestly, I don't even know where properly in this one. I mean, we usually go for at least 2 hours. So
yeah, you gotta set us up the bomb. You'd be like T minus 1, 2, 3, explosion.
all right, hold on a second. All right. Yeah, they're gonna join us. I'm gonna send them a link real quick.
Ooh, who's joining us?
I'm pretty sure you've interacted with it. You know Exalted
Oh, okay.
on Twitter. Yeah, he's gonna be joining us.
Nice.
Which reminds me, one of these days we got to do like a comic book stream where it's just straight up comic book stuff.
I'm in. If I'm not in North Carolina.
I don't know how to like frame it though, because it's like you got to give it some kind of focus instead of just being like comic books in general. I guess you can do like current comic stuff, like just comic news in general,
Or
but I don't want it to be too negative.
I got one. Everyone has to pick their top 5 favorite comics from any of the storylines from DC, Marvel, Dark Horse, Image, IDW, whatever. You pick the 5 that are absolutely your favorites.
That would be interesting because a lot of mine are going to be Predator comic books.
Yeah.
Not surprised.
I remember because I know I sent Jay it, but I bought the like She-Hulk comic along with that like AVP autograph AVP comic, and I remember I had this conversation with the guys in my comic shop, but I am so glad that my tastes were developed under like more niche stuff. Cause like I go to the comic shop and again they had like the Doctor Strange #1 for like $175, and I'm like, if I was a hardcore Doctor Strange fan, I would probably buy it in an instant because it's cool. Like that's a cool thing as a Doctor Strange fan to have. But lucky for me, I like Alien and Predator stuff, which I don't think any of those comics have even got to like triple digits. All right, here comes the liquor.
Nice.
So,
my boys,
I'm going to kill it because I don't like these things. They are very terrifying and very annoying. So I will kill it.
hey, just be thankful it's not a tentacle monster.
I mean, technically it is.
It is a tentacle monster.
The ton doesn't count.
Tentacle monster. Yes, it does.
What? That didn't.
Resident Evil is so full.
That was bullshit. That was bullshit. I would like to say that was bullshit. And I'm.
Whoa.
Oh god, it's over. Goodbye, everybody. I die here.
Yes.
Bullshit.
So did my boy.
That was absolute bullshit.
Shit.
I threw the flashbang, and it just continued with its bullshit.
Well done, my boy. Well done, my boy Liquor.
I would like to tell, like, you all saw that, right? You all saw that.
Oh yeah.
I threw the flashbang, and it
brutal.
was just like, no, I don't think I'm gonna get bothered by that one. I like the brightness.
I don't think.
Nah, I'm not really feeling it.
I like it today. Maybe
Oh,
I'm
thank
wearing
God.
sunglasses like my buddy Wesker.
They don't even have eyes. That is one thing I will say though. Like uh, damn it. Sorry, I kind of got distracted with something.
It happens.
Oh fuck it. I probably should have just saved it for when he grabbed me, as opposed to just throwing it. Because I gotta remember the shotgun at this point right now is it's at its weakest.
Just walk slow. Just walk slow.
Oh, you can totally sneak past these things. I've done it many
Okay.
times. Throw it.
Ooh, my boy is doing good.
Oh, I forgot they swing wildly. And I forgot I don't have... Oh, okay, screw it. This is not going well. Ha! I'm protected by the STARS office, son of a bitch. Don't come in here. Chris Redfield's in here. And he's ready to kill you.
Yeah, if this
Chris
was retro-
Redfield's in here banging his sister.
Oh,
Ah,
Lord.
no incest. This isn't
Yeah,
Game
was
of
it that?
Thrones.
No. This is somewhat family friendly. Somewhat.
No, we don't
Yeah,
need
family friendly.
incest.
Yeah,
Seriously,
we just saw
we're running
Chris
towards
lose his head, literally.
Okay, so that could have gone better.
Could've
I
gone
can't get the
worse.
Magnum. I forgot. Here is Wesker's office. At least this should be Wesker's office.
Turn to the side. There's the pregnant lady.
Who? Oh, this?
Huh.
There's yeah, that's a painting of a pregnant woman, of an old-timey pregnant woman.
Huh.
Ugh.
Weird.
That's
He also
good.
has
You
a
got a
lot of
weird
paintings of
fetish.
flowers too.
This seems like one of those like stock painting things. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Where it's like we need placeholders, except for this one. The STARS members, who I always forget. Like most of them die before the game really even starts.
Yep.
Like I know the STARS are supposed to be like the top cops, but it's like, and to be fair, like you can't really prepare for zombies in a world where zombies don't exist. Like keep that in mind. In the context of a world where zombies do not exist, you can't really prepare for a zombie. Not really.
Well, not with that attitude.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm kidding. You're
Oh.
right.
All right, here we go.
Hello.
What's up, man?
How's it
Hey, how
going?
you doing?
Doing good. Oh god, I gotta go back out there with that
Hello.
liquor. All right. Hopefully I don't
Yes.
get my ass kicked again.
My boy will kill you.
Ooh,
My boy
I
will
did
kill
too.
you.
Why are you rooting for the liquor, man? What did I ever do to the liquor?
You shot my
look-
boy.
Look,
You
the
shot at
lic-
my boy.
Look, the liquor is clearly the best character, so I'm just gonna cheer him on forever. Now,
Now here comes my favorite game after playing this so long. It's called Where Did the Liquor Go? Because this is the part that really pisses me off sometimes with this game, where it's like you leave a room without killing an enemy, and you come back and it's all right. Where did it go?
okay, so you're using the polygonal costume.
Hell yeah!
Fun times.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus!
You're not the crocodile hunter. Kill him, my boy. Kill him. Kill him.
Kill that monster.
I know if you have the Silence SMG and Claire's run, you can actually bait these guys, but without it, you're kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Liquor.
YOLO.
Liquor.
Oh,
Come
it was
on.
one shot. It was one shot from death. All right, that tension was for nothing.
Oh, you killed my boy.
Why?
Your boy tried to kill me.
Why did you kill the protagonist of this anime arc?
I distinctly remember. I don't know which film it is, but I know one of the animated films. There's like a fight between like a group of lickers and like a tyrant, and I just remember thinking like, yeah, it's like this is dumb. The
Damnation.
tyrant would just destroy the lickers, and it kind of does in a degree.
Yeah, that was damnation.
God, I remember I was watching a it was a video. Hold on, I'm taking a sip of something.
I'm gonna go get a burrito.
right.
Now, I did like a marathon with my friend of these games because he's a huge fan of the Resident Evil series, and he likes to bum my console. So, so we did like a big marathon of these games like a year ago.
Yeah, because there's like the game. Okay, so there's the mainstay games like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, Village, which is 8. I don't care what anybody says. Village is 8.
Why
then
is that? Why is that a debate? Like, yeah, it's 8. Like, it's just titled Village.
Well, because even the devs were like, they were the ones kind of pushing more for like, oh, it's not. We prefer calling it RE Village. Like they were kind of adamant to say like it's not.
If they didn't have Chris Redfield in it, I might agree with them. But you have an entire level where you fucking play with Chris Redfield. Come on.
Damn it! They patched it.
What?
That. There used to be a thing where you could stand right there as it goes off, and it would prevent it from falling. And it was like a good way to kind of speed run this. But I guess they patched it, or I did it wrong. All right, so there's gonna be a liquor here in a second. So, and I do have a flashbang. All right, we'll do it.
But yeah, I mean, you have a level where you play as Chris Redfield. It's connected to 7. I mean, what's the point? Just embrace the numbering. Oh, you can't like.
Well, because it's funny, because like you say that, but then like, what do you call it? 4 doesn't really like. There's a clear storyline happening between Resident Evils 1, 2, and 3 in the sense that it's like Raccoon City adjacent, T-Virus, the taking down of Umbrella. Like there's a clear story there. And it even carries over to Code Veronica. But then when you get to 4, aside from Leon and Ada, there's not really much of a connection to the rest of the series. Not really. Almost like it's its own standalone thing. In the sense that it takes place in the universe, but not main storyline.
Look, Resident Evil 4 is just the best filler arc that you could make. Jokes aside, I know what you mean about the whole 4 having almost no connection. Hell, if you actually just change a couple of the names, you could make its own video game.
Oh, you missed! All right, open. Come on, Leon. You are going too slow for this thing.
Yes, my boy will have his revenge.
Ha!
My boy will. No.
Suck it.
That's bad liquor.
It kind of reminds me of Resident Evil 4 is a Devil May Cry situation where they didn't turn Devil May Cry into its own franchise. Because the whole story of Devil May Cry was that it started out as like a Resident Evil spin-off type game, and then the physics were so different that they decided to play into that and make it its own thing. With Resident Evil 4, I guess there's enough similarity and an inspiration from the series that they kept it.
I mean, it's still very much part of the same universe, that's for damn sure. But it's because the story is so disconnected from the previous games, the T-Virus isn't even a factor anymore. It's a completely new thing, and I mean, it makes sense a bit more now with Resident Evil 5 being the next stage with the Las Plagas stuff, but it's at the time it almost seems again, filler arc kind of stuff as opposed to it being an actual sequel.
Well, honestly, it's one of those things of Resident Evil 4 feels very much like a relaunch type thing that actually worked out well. Hey, we're here to establish our identity in this modern era. And, and then, every other game was we're going to take every good idea from you and just mess with it. Okay?
Yeah, because even RE7, when you really think about it in the retrospect, it's more of a spin-off game as opposed to being a main series thing. Because, until Chris shows up at the end, there's really no connection to the rest of Resident Evil. Which is ironic because then they call Village instead of just outright calling it RE8. even though it has the most Chris Redfield since 6.
That is kind of odd. To be fair, there's also like Village also has some stupid deep lore connections to the rest of the franchise too.
Yeah, Spencer. What's his name? Spencer. He was like a student to Mother Miranda, and like there's even like the slight hint. I don't want to say it's like a hint of romantic, but he does get a little personal in there in that letter to her, which to me always seemed like maybe he had feelings for her, or maybe he just had great admiration for her. Either way, it's like
creepy.
And even Chris points out like, wait, Spencer? like, wait, Spencer was here in this village? What?
Yeah. So there's like at least to me Village, like, as much as it's like, oh, this is trying to be its own thing, the story connections there don't help its argument as its own thing. Like,
I mean, go ahead.
Like, that's at least my opinion. I feel like it's a little too important, if that makes sense, story-wise, to really be its own thing, you know. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, because it kind of feels like a because at times it feels like RE it feels like Resident Evil 4 2, if that makes sense.
A lot of people,
Yes.
and I've made this joke when I was streaming it with people, oh, we're testing out the assets for the Resident Evil 4 remake.
Yeah, because like I know ever since RE7, it's been this RE engine, and when you play these games back to back, you see the asset recycle, which is not a negative criticism. Like that's just smart business, but you start to see like similarities. Like I know for a fact, like on some bookshelves, you'll straight up see books that were in RE7. Like that black one right there, I've seen that in RE7. And I know for a fact it's there. Like, I've seen this bookshelf before.
Look, man. Look, it's Capcom. If we can't recycle the sprites, what else are we gonna do?
Again, like, it makes sense, though. Like, it makes sense to totally do that.
Oh, my God.
Oh.
Remember how much they reused Morgan's sprite for Marvel versus Capcom? Like, just how much they kept reusing the same Morgan sprite?
Yeah.
And the same thing with SNK versus Capcom and Sagat's.
Yeah.
Hey, man, like, what's the saying go? Okay, so we had a saying in the military, which I unironically think it's probably the smartest thing the military has ever put out there. Work smarter, not harder.
Well, yeah. Even my dad's diplomat, and he believes in that.
Yeah, but still, though, when you see, like, especially in, what do you call it, in Capcom versus SNK2, when you see how great, like, Ryu, Ken, Chun, well, maybe not so much Chun-Li's, but my sprites have changed so drastically. And then you see Sagat's alpha sprites, and you're just like, oh, fuck me.
Yeah.
I guess I say that because I'm a Sagat main, and I actually got second place with him. But still, it really hurts seeing that everyone else had these wonderfully new and awesome looking sprites, and he is stuck in Alpha 2. I mean, even Chun-Li got at least Street Fighter 3 Third Strike sprites, which were just like a year old, but prior, if I'm not mistaken.
All right, here we go. This is a boss arena if I ever seen one.
Yes.
Oh, hell yeah.
Let's do it. All right.
Leon's butt moves so weird.
I mean, look at how many pixels I have. There's only so many polygons to go around, all right? Look how many polygons Birkin takes up here. Also, this is something that always creeped me out, and I never noticed it on my first playthrough, but I noticed it ever since. His eyeball follows you in the fight.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so disturbing.
I actually fucked over my friend when I pointed that out during the playthrough.
It's so disturbing because you don't really notice it until it happens. Do I want to try it? Because I know there's a way to beat him with only the knife, but after the bullshit I went through with the
Run, Sauron, run. He has his no horny stick.
I'm gonna bunk you. Well, this is before Ada shows up, but he's like, I've seen you look at Ada that way. You
No,
stay
he's
away
trying
from
to
her.
stop the. No, he's trying to make sure Leon doesn't get laid at all with
I'm wasting shotgun
or
ammo.
Ada.
Come on, open your eye.
He's gonna protect the Redfield bloodline. Wait, isn't this guy trying to impregnate his own daughter?
Something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's really weird. So like the core is that like, and this is something that always bothered me about like the G virus stuff. Is that like he's now like pure instinct and trying to like spread the G virus, but the best host like. If he infects anyone with the G virus at this point, they're just gonna turn into like one of those really weird and mutated things that look very incomplete. Oh, that was bullshit. Unless he infects somebody with a similar DNA.
Oh crap! You might want to heal, man.
Nah.
Okay, then don't heal.
No healing, run.
There is a challenge for that where you have to like, I think it's either a certain number of heals.
Yeah.
And I don't remember exactly how many it is, but it's so stressful. Your best bet is to just put it on the easiest difficulty because you regenerate health at some point. But again, at the same time, it's like you don't want to be like a little bitch and it's like, oh, you put it on the easiest difficulty. Which again, it's like the smart thing to do is that, and I'm out of shotgun ammo.
Oh, well, he's crying now.
Birkin, hey, listen. I don't know if you know this, but the script says you die here.
Obviously, you're not doing it good enough.
Stick to the script. Oh, he tried to grab me. That was close.
Oh snap!
I love the way the smoke. I love the way the steam fills the arena. All right, there we go. There we go. But yeah, like I know it's ironically the fastest way to beat him in like the speed run is the knife. Like you stun him and then you just knife the shit out of his eye. Like just go in circles tearing him up. Oh my god, I got damage on me. And it's so dumb because it's like you would think that like the smart thing to do would be to keep shooting. It's like no, just cut him with a knife.
Knife cut.
Knife cut. Knife fight. Knife fight.
Oh god, now I'm just imagining that.
Gonna fight
Now I'm
with
just
a
imagining
knife.
that fight.
Isn't
Now
there
I'm just-
that boss
just
fight in
now-
RE4, right? The knife fight.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm also thinking of the fight from Yu Yu Hakusho. The Taipei knife death match.
Oh, you mean the one where they stick the knives in the ground and they punch each other? That
What a
was pretty
segue!
cool.
What a segue!
Look,
this got me thinking of Yu Yu Hakusho. You know that totally similar series to Resident Evil.
Look, it's about a bunch of people who fight ghouls. I mean,
dude, Hiei's got a bunch of eyes, and they attack him in his eyes.
yeah, I mean, they're totally similar series. Totally.
I want to know this. I want to know the history between Resident Evil and eyes.
Kurama has
Like,
a
who in their right
multiple-
mind was like, you know what this monster needs? Eyes.
Eyes are just inherently creepy.
I think
that is true. They played that. They played Bloodborne.
Like, here's the thing. Like, it's always kind of a thing in monsters. Like, God, I'm gonna sound like a fucking film school nerd for a second here. So, I'm just gonna try and make this as
looks like pot.
like. Here's the thing.
That looks so much like marijuana.
Yes, always. It's like this. Zombies often represent society and how society looks upon us. So the eyes clearly represent the monster staring at us and judging us, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm done.
Like, I hate that because I did a film class one time too, and it's like... especially because George Romero, godfather of zombies, of the classic zombie, and it's like... his film, he said it many times himself, where it's like, oh no, this was straight up like a commentary on such and such. So it's like, I'm personally like, I'm one of those people. Like, I don't hate the idea of politics and stuff. I just prefer if it's like story politics, as like it's like used to flesh out the story, as opposed to it just being like,
I feel here's
look,
the
human
thing.
bad.
Look, let me put it this way: if the commentary is something I don't notice and I can still say it's a good story, then that's fine by me. Like to me, it's like this. Sure, you can have commentary, but make it very well adjusted and part of your world. Like, there. Like honestly, the Night of the Living Dead is tense, and that's what keeps the movie going. So, but honestly, what I find with film school is that I like coming up with bullshit explanations and just coming up with wild them and then trying to justify them and see how far I could go. Well, like this. Leon.
The superstars.
The relationship between Ada and Leon represent man's inability to get what he wants. He is always thinking.
No lie, I had that problem in my one of my classes I took. Like they were very much like you can tell the professor was definitely shooting for like people going for more political angles, and I just refused. And I think I've told this story before, where we were reading an article talking about like science fiction's depiction of like racial stereotypes. First of all, absolute bullshit. But they had the nerve to bring up like Alien and Predator, saying they were like negative stereotypes of like black people. And I remember that was like normally I just kept my mouth shut in the class because it was an elective. I'm not paying for this class, so I don't really care too much. However, anyone who knows me, I'm a hardcore Alien and Predator fan. So when they brought that up, I straight up was like, they asked me like, what's your thoughts on this article? And they got to me and I was like, all right, I'm just gonna be perfectly real with you. This is stupid. This is the dumbest thing I've read in my life. The idea that like, oh, the Predator's got dreadlocks as in a jungle, he must be representative of a black guy, says more about you than the film itself.
Honestly, the way I look at Alien being a negative stereotype, it's this negative stereotype of people who really like bondage.
Yeah.
Okay, then. Okay, of all the things that you could have said, that was not one of the things I was thinking you were going with this.
Also, again, we're talking about villains with shades at night. Like, come on, Leon. Look at Ada. I know she looks sexy, but come on here.
It pulls a dick out of its mouth. It tries to ensnare you. I mean, it's all there.
Ada, wait.
It's the alien version of Pinhead.
Yeah.
Without the pins.
Like, there's a lot of, like...
And a lot more head.
Like, here's the thing. A lot of the commentary for this stuff you can find yourself. And there's a lot of sexuality in the Alien that
like Geiger
over the racial shit. So to me, it's like, if the alien's a negative stereotype of anything, it's a pervert.
Well,
Speaking of Alien, though, one thing that always throws me off, and I never really realize it until someone brings it up, is there's like a certain enemy type in RE4. I think they're not the Regenerator. I think they're like Salazar's bodyguards.
Oh, those guys, yeah.
Yeah, they're very much an Alien homage.
Yeah.
And it always weirds me out because it's something I never really noticed. Now, this is something that's always pissed me off about this part of the game. So, the zombie cells. There's a moment when you unlock these cells and a bunch of zombies pour out. Now, me, on my second playthrough, after I got the infinite pistol, I'm like, all right, I'm going to be smart. I'm going to shoot every single one of these zombies to the point where there's nothing left of them. That doesn't work. More zombies will spawn, and it'll be like the zombies you killed, too. So it's something that kind of always annoyed me.
It's one of those things of like, oh, wow, we're punishing you for being prepared.
And one thing that always makes me laugh is I come back here with the rocket launcher, and at first I was like, all right, you know what? Screw it. I'm just going to go through them. I shoot them with the rocket launcher, and what happens is Mr. X still comes around the corner. Like, regardless of which corner you take, he will show up in front of you. And I'm like, damn it, game. Stop beating me at my own game. Let me game the system.
You did provide me with that Alien, well, my first exposure, and I I think my first exposure to Alien was in two places, which was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon because they had a parody of it.
Oh
yeah. And I guess the X-Men's version of the Brood.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because I remember.
Oh yeah.
I remember talking to somebody where it's like it. Because I remember people were talking about like this was back when like Marvel and / Disney bought like Alien, and people were talking about like they were add the Alien to the Marvel universe. And like first of all, that's dumb because like when you think of like the context of the Marvel universe, the Xenomorph is not that much of a threat. Like when you really consider it. Second of all, you have the Brood, which is already supposed to be an Alien homage. So now you technically have two Xenomorphs running around the Marvel universe.
I'll say this, weirdly enough, I actually did like the Superman Alien story they did with Dark Horse. I actually do enjoy that one a lot.
Oh, okay. We have to change the subject because I'll go. These guys know I'll go hard on the Alien Predator conversation. There's a whole stream we have of it. Oh my god! Like I have.
Dude,
Superman,
get away from the wall! It's the Kool-Aid Man.
But back to Resident Evil though, just in the sense of like
yes,
Squish.
Oh god, so
the Kool-Aid Man. The Kool-Aid Man killed him.
Like okay, I get what they were going for, but it's like if Mr. X had said, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna keep going through this wall and kill this punk in front of the jail cell, this game would have been over. Like, what's Leon gonna do?
Look, clearly it's a shonen rival situation where Mr. X is like, I have to see if this punk can get stronger to challenge me.
Now, what's funny is that that's technically what happens, in my opinion. Like, at the end of the game, when Mr. X shows up for the final boss, it's like, why is he still chasing you? It's like, at this point, it's just a vendetta.
I don't even know your name.
At this point, he's like, I'm killing this kid.
Look, you are my enemy and you are my mortal, I'm going to challenge you in this tournament arc.
He literally shows up at the end of the game shirtless and on fire. It's straight up like a final battle between anime characters. Like, that's literally what it is.
Leon has to unlock his super zombie eye.
Don't keep in mind, this is after he kissed Ada, so he is running on that high.
I know, right?
Oh god.
She infected him with the P virus for pussy.
I know.
No, she infected him with the S virus for simp.
It's true.
Like I love Leon. He's probably like one of my. Oh god damn it! Die. Like Leon, he's probably one of my favorite characters in the series, but he is a hardcore simp when it comes to Ada, especially RE6.
God, I just remember the joke. Admittedly, with a lot of the jokes in my friends group, I played Leon S. Kennedy in a Shadowrun game, which was based on Resident Evil. So RPG bullshit. Yeah, I turned him into RoboCop eventually.
Like character-wise, or he actually had like cybernetics.
He's cybernetics.
Oh,
it was Leon S. Kennedy as RoboCop.
Now, what's funny is like seeing how crazy this series can get. I'm not beyond that being a possibility for this series.
Well, 10 years later, Leon wakes up and is like,
"Hey, he's got the computer upgrade from the final chapter."
Like, isn't freaking Chris supposed to be like almost in his 50s?
Yeah.
Like considering how old he was in like the original, and the series has technically, still evolved as time goes on.
Oh.
Like, honestly, you could probably do something with like Leon just evolves into like honestly, I'm shocked that like they haven't gone into like weird shonen zombie power bullshit.
I'm surprised it hasn't gotten to a point where like one of the characters takes like some kind of virus based supplement to keep them like going.
Yeah.
Because have you guys ever seen the show or heard of the show called The Strain?
Yes. I have.
Yes.
So first of all, anyone who hasn't seen The Strain, it's actually a pretty
Season 1 and 2.
It's actually a pretty good show.
Barry's in it.
Yeah, he is actually like the guy who plays Barry in the
Barry.
films.
Yeah.
He plays some exterminator who happens to be really good at killing vampires, and it's mainly just because he just goes with the flow kind of character.
I remember the strain because it is one of the many vampire shows that come out every couple of years.
Well, what's funny about it is that like Guillermo del Toro, I think he like produced it. He's like one of the producers of it, and when you really watch the show,
He also wrote the first season.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities between it and Blade. Like the vampires, they straight up have like the split jaw of the Reapers from Blade 2. They straight up have that.
Yeah.
There's even a Daywalker character. They even introduce a character who's literally a Daywalker. He's half human, half vampire. But going back to the original point, though, in there's an old man who's like he's been hunting vampires all his life. Like his wife got killed by like a Nazi vampire, and he's been hunting them all his life. And there's like a point where someone even addresses it as like, dude, you're almost pushing like 80, 90 years old. It's like, how are you still doing this? And he's just like, I have my ways. But then it turns out that he's been like, he kept like a vampire heart. His wife, who got turned into a vampire, he keeps her heart, and he's been like drinking like this fluid from it, which gives you like
the worms. Yep.
Yeah, it gives you like a pseudo anti-aging process. Yeah, like it makes you kind of not as super strong, but it makes you like it rejuvenates you. And to me, that was a very interesting plot point in the sense that you have a guy who very clearly hates vampires, does anything in his power to stop them, but he's not above using vampire abilities to essentially get him to that point. And something like that, it might be a little stretch to have it for Resident Evil, but I can kind of see that where it's like a character who's like, all right, I'm getting up here in the years, but Umbrella and all these other bioterrorists are still on their bullshit. I need something to keep me in the game. So then it turns out that they've been kind of like, not necessarily like full on virus, but maybe like some kind of like drug that's like based on the T virus or something.
Yeah.
I could see that happening.
Cool.
But I don't think the series ever gets that personal with the characters too much. Like RE Village is probably the most personal it got with
Dude, they hide Moldy Man's face for most of that game. They like go out of their way to hide Moldy Man's face.
Can we talk about how dumb that was? Like they do their damnedest to make sure you don't know what Ethan looks like. Almost to the point where he just gets comical.
Try to find any art of him.
No.
Yeah, he's literally holding
Hey, leave my dogs alone, Sauron.
No,
I'm just imagining. Like,
leave my dogs alone.
Eventually, you just start to question like the point of it to an extent because it's like, look, I know you want like this whole player thing, but honestly, it gets kind of funny where it's the point that you kind of have to start to think. Does he like have some complex in the universe of like he just doesn't want to show his face anywhere? Like he's just like
he's got really bad pock smirks.
Well, it's not even at some point. It's not even him not wanting to show his face. It's literally like the camera just refuses to let light touch the man's face. Like that scene at the end where Chris is carrying him and his daughter to like the chopper, and it's like it's bright daylight, and you still can't see this man's face. Like, come the fuck on.
Like they're just like
he's like a hentai protagonist.
Like his face should just be covered in a mask all the time, and it's just like I am the mask protagonist.
It makes me think of like it has moments where I start thinking to myself, what did the villain see? Did they see his face? What does Mia see? Like, has anyone seen this man's face? All right, now this is interesting because I don't remember where all the items are. I know most of these.
It's the mold, man. It's the mold that covered up his face.
All right, I know this guy comes back to life.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello.
Oh, I remember this. This is such bullshit. Like, he doesn't take any real damage until you touch the key. Yep, there
That's
you go.
some bullshit right there.
Die.
Yeah.
Die. die, 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 die.
You woke me up from my nap, jackass.
Well, go back to sleep. Let me help you sleep. Oh, no.
Shh. He's sleeping.
Nope.
It's like,
Return to sender on that one.
it's like, well, that's the no-go. I think there's a... what's in here? I got the key. I think it's just a red herb. I'm not going to worry about it. It's going to bite me in the ass later when it turns out that was a key item I passed up, but who cares?
Well, you already have the key item in your pocket.
Yeah, that's right.
What is this? What is the deal with this guy in cranks?
Frank
Resident Evil loves their
Yeager.
cranks. They love their cranks and their knobs.
So
Knobby
sexual.
cranks.
All right, let's do this. Let's see. I want to at least. We gotta at least get to Mr. X, because like what's funny is that when you first play this game, Mr. X is terrifying. After like your 5th playthrough, he becomes a joke because it's like you learn his tricks and he becomes very easy to game.
You start to get a hold of his patterns.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Which is fair. Like that's just that's just what you do.
Hey, I remember. Oh no, I didn't. I was like, excited. I did it. What was the pattern? I think it's this. No.
Flip the switch. Flip the switch.
There we go. And like I'm only really doing this because I have the infinite ammo pistol.
Stop shooting my dogs!
If I didn't have the infinite ammo pistol, this would be a waste of time. Your best bet is just to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Die.
Quit shooting at my dogs, Sauron.
Oh, great, he got away. This is so funny when you have the infinite rocket launcher. Like, it's not even like... It's a fucking joke.
Zombie dog, attack!
You see them and you just go like, rocket. I might grab it just to show how ridiculous this game is when you have the rocket launcher.
Now, I got a question about the rocket launcher. Can you do damage to yourself with it?
No. That makes it even... Like, it's literally... There's no challenge with the rocket launcher.
Yay! More zombie dog.
Uh-oh.
And you did.
That zombie dog was like, "Yo, bitch, you thought this was easy? Well,
see, that's why I kind of stopped taking health items when I have infinite ammo stuff, because it's like there's no challenge when you really think about it.
Quick, drink the water.
Water does nothing. Wait,
right.
does it do anything?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't do anything.
No.
like I get it, but like honestly, the infinite ammo stuff is great for experimenting and testing out stuff. Like if you want to.
Yes, that's exactly what it's good for, because like I think I was saying earlier, like a lot of the challenge runs are invalidated by you simply having them equipped. Like it's not even just using them. You taking them out of the item box immediately invalidates a lot of the challenges. Like there's certain achievements you literally cannot get if you pull out the infinite stuff. I think the only exception is the knife. So
infinite knife.
Well, yeah, all it just doesn't break. That's the only difference. You still, like, if you stab a zombie with it, you have to defeat them in order to get it back from them.
I know. It's just infinite knife sounds hilarious.
Unlimited ammo knife. I never have to reload my knife. It's so refreshing. All right. What's in here? Ammo. I know there's a fuse in here I gotta pick up. So. Alright, I'm always picking up Magnum bullets because if I ever get it, I love having the Magnum. It's just so satisfying. Put that up. I didn't use it, so I'll put it up. Put that up.
Are we close to Mr. X?
Huh?
We close to Mr. X?
Yes. That's what I'm trying to get to. Alright. In fact, I think once I get up to that part of the building, it's basically Mr. X. Let me see. What do I need? Alright, so I'm gonna get the rocket launcher just to show how ridiculous it turns this game into. So you have to have at least 2 item slots open for it. In fact, I'm gonna put away the shotgun because there's no point. And I'm gonna put up that too. Let's see, what's a good spot to use this at? Alright, so here's an example, okay? Zombies, right? 3 of them, or 2 of them. Like, this entire game, like, it's one of those things where it's earned, because at this point, you're probably, like, at least 3 or 4 playthroughs in by the time you get the rocket launcher. And it's, like, completely, none of the zombies become a threat. The only time they become a threat is if you're being dumb and kind of, like, miss. Let's see.
Hey, Mr. X, take the infinite rocket launcher!
You can actually kill him. So in the game, when you get to the...
I heard a window broke.
Yeah, it's the one I boarded up. So the thing about Mr. X is that, like, you know how at the end of the game, when you fight him, the only way to kill him is with the rocket launcher Ada sends you, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can actually skip the entire fight by just shooting him with this. I never knew that. I always fought him waiting for it. And then one day I said, I wonder.
Take Marvin out of his misery.
Marvin, I'm sorry, but I have the high ground.
Marvin.
You underestimate his power.
Yes. You killed Marvin.
I'll stop this, Lieutenant. I promise.
Would that be Kentucky Fried Marvin?
After you blast the fuck out of it with a rocket launcher. It's okay, Marvin. I'll handle things from here.
You tried to kill me with a forklift.
Where do
He'll preserve the Redfield bloodline.
Alright, I know where to go. Alright, let me get to this other end.
Preserve it. He'll multiply.
Alright, so here's a question for you guys. What's your least favorite Resident Evil game that isn't 6?
If I'm going to say that overall, it's probably 3. I don't know.
Remake or
Remake 3 or original 3?
They're probably. I like the original 3 better than the remake, but yeah. So,
okay.
I know, like, a little bit. That's just my opinion. I find it a little charming. I also nostalgia probably plays a huge. Okay, I'm thinking of only mainline entries here, so honestly, no. Now I'm trying to think of it, like, if I had to think of all the Resident Evil games, what my least favorite is. Let me think here.
You could always see Gaiden.
Gaiden is a good one to think about. I'm also leaning a little towards Code Veronica.
Oh my god, RE Gaiden. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah.
Gaiden is an interesting thing that happens to exist.
Well, I probably would have to agree about the Resident Evil 3 remake, but I think that's more my own personal bias than what they did.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
It's a competently made game, which I think a lot of people overlook sometimes when it comes to games, because it's like, functionally it plays fine. Like, it's not... I played worse games, but I can't deny I was so disappointed by it. But I can't... Yeah.
That's perfectly fine. Like, I almost said 5, but I also did a lot of fun multiplayer shenanigans with that one, so there's better memories of it.
Yeah, 5 is one of those where it's like... It reminds me of Dead Space in a way. Dead Space 3, where it's... Oh, god damn it. I said I was going to mention Dead Space in this stream. But basically, it's like... it's better with a co-op partner.
Rocket launcher.
It's a game made for a co-op partner, and it is like when you play it when you play it by yourself versus when you play with a co-op partner, you see the difference. Also, Eris was mentioning like how do you get the handgun? I know I typed it up, but I'm pretty sure you have to beat the game at least once, and maybe you need a. Actually, I can look it up. I want to say you just have to beat the game once.
All right, let's see what craziness is on my Twitter timeline now.
I think you just have to beat it once.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. Either you beat it once, or you have to beat it with an S rank. Because, like I said, the infinite items are basically for you to kind of just have fun / test out certain strategies.
Yeah.
Because
there
it is.
I know what would be my least favorite.
Complete the game on standard or hardcore with an S rank. So yeah.
All right.
Also, has anyone seen the new Call of Duty Vanguard zombie trailer?
I have. Oh wow!
I'm gonna be honest. I haven't played a Call of Duty game since Black Ops 3.
Well, guess what? It sucks, especially since they used the Billy Fishy or whatever her name is song.
Oh, Billie Eilish.
I was like, it was like who?
I don't care about Call of Duty. Like, I haven't cared about it in a couple. I just at this point it's in the same vein of Assassin's Creed in my mind. Oh, they have another one out. Okay, cool for the fans, I guess.
Also,
if they have any fans left.
Jay,
what's up?
You were talking about the rocket launcher doing no damage to you. Look at this. Give it a second.
Damn.
I'm invincible.
To the rocket launcher.
You're God.
I am God.
Rocket launcher.
No, he's not the God. He is a God.
Launcher.
Hey, Ada, check this out. You ever seen a guy do this? Boom. Hey, Ada, check this out.
Launcher.
My name's Leon S. Kennedy. Welcome to Jackass.
Oh, God.
Now I'm just imagining
Now
I'm just imagining rocket launcher juggling.
Oh Lord. No, but when it comes to the Vanguard, like I'm gonna be real, I didn't know that game was coming out until like much later. I stopped caring about like Call of Duty after like I said, Black Ops 3 is probably the last one I played. And ever since then it's been one of those where it's like even the Modern Warfare remaster, I think was that the one you had to buy like Advanced Warfare or something with it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and that completely turned me off because at first I was like, "Oh, Modern Warfare, that's awesome," but then it's like you have to buy like the original game. It's like, oh, come on, man.
Honestly, I just put Activision in that place right now because, like, Activision is in such a fucking weird place right now. So
Says the guy who almost got eaten by a zombie when you walk into a room. Listen, that could happen to anybody.
Yeah, it happens to all the best of us.
It happens to me. It happened to me this morning. I woke up, went outside, and boom, zombies.
Look,
at least I think they were zombies.
Oh, I'm falling asleep.
We were just in the zombie apocalypse, and I just started shooting.
There was a bunch of people I didn't know on my yard. I told them to go away. They didn't listen, so I started shooting. I just assumed they were zombies. Soggy, if you want to go ahead and go, you can. I don't want to keep you from your sleep.
I went inside for a pint and wait for this
we're very close to I think we're very close to Mr. T.
Oh yeah, we're right there. I'm just waiting for these.
Oh, we are?
Yeah, I'm waiting for these geeks to show up. Come on, open the door. There we go.
Blah, 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 blah.
Goodbye.
I'll beat this in.
Oh, I forgot to say it. I'll say it with Mr. X. Like I said, this rocket launcher trivializes the game. It's not even a threat anymore. It's the ultimate power trip.
I am Leon S. Kennedy, and my best friend is the rocket launcher.
I came here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of ass.
Well, I was not expecting that. Sorry about
I don't know why I picked up the shotgun ammo. I just
I
realized.
came here to chew ass and kick gum, and I'm all out of ass.
And so many people were thinking, well, thank God he still had gum.
Oh, Train to Busan. Oh my God, I love that movie.
I still need to see that movie, actually.
Oh, great one.
Okay, since you haven't seen it, I won't spoil it, but it's like the minute you think zombies have been done to death, you watch
They
that
up the
movie,
ante.
and it's like it's amazing how like you can get so tired of something, but the minute someone does something interesting with like the entire concept, you automatically like get love for it again.
Oh yeah, look, as a comic book fan, I know the feelings.
That happened
Like-
with me and was it Logan? I was tired of comic book movies even then, and then I watched Logan, and I was immediately into them again. My enthusiasm immediately died right after, but you get what I'm saying though.
No, I get it. Look,
Sorry.
if you get like a good story going, I can definitely go into it. Like, God, it reminds me of when Spider-Man Life Story came out, and I was like, this might not be a great miniseries, but then I was like, no, I'm into it.
Oh Lord, don't get me started on the Life Story mini series. That Fantastic Four one had me. I don't know what the word is. It had me annoyed. I guess that's the
Okay.
word.
All right. I'm just gonna say this up since look, I'm a comic book dude, so I'm just gonna try and keep this short and sweet. Mark Russell discarded the entire concept so he can give the Jack Kirby Stan Lee run a blowjob, and I hate it.
All right, here we go.
Just a piece of shit.
All right, here we
think
go.
We can all say that.
Get ready.
I hate what he
Yeah.
did to Red Sonja with a fiery passion.
Well, my big fucking problem boils down
here we
to
What?
he wants
What?
he wants Galactus to be the final boss, but the whole point of Life
Look at
Story.
this. Look at that.
Ugh.
Look at
He's
that.
dead.
Look at him. He's a punk ass bitch. Hey, miss, I'm gonna wait for him to stand up. Watch this. Watch this. Come on, get up.
Hey, Mr. X. I am Leon Kennedy. Welcome to Jackass.
I wonder if he can't get up from here because he sure is down for a minute. Normally he's up.
No, he stays there for a
No.
while.
Here we go.
No, he's doing the superhero landing.
Oh, those invincibility frames. There we go.
I'm sorry. I'm just like.
Well,
He's
not
just
supposed to do
doing.
that.
Oh my God, he's doing the Peter Griffin.
Oh, did you hear that? Hey, do you remember that episode where what do you call it? Quagmire seduced Marge Simpson.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord.
Yeah, they're censoring that from now on.
I mean, to be fair,
Oh
like
yeah. Well, he doesn't.
Oh, you mean like that
seduce
those
her,
short
he,
gag one?
assaults her.
Yeah, like it's the short gag, right?
Yeah, where.
Yeah, it's where
when they're
like,
tiny.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, okay, that's dumb. That's one of those like who was offended by that. Also, you mentioned Iris mentioned there's apparently like 2 movies for Train to Busan. I think the sequel is
Remember
Peninsula.
the baby kills herself.
Mm-hmm.
Who?
The whole family witnessed. Okay, so Quagmire sexually assaults Marge, and then
Oh,
Marge
no, I'm
into
talking
it
about
and
Train to
says that was
Busan.
good. Then, oh no, we're talking about the Simpsons thing.
Oh
with
no. Well, I mean,
Quagmire.
the Census one is like that's a whole gag. So I'm not. That's one of those I could care less about. Like people being offended by it because it's a cartoon, man. Calm down. No, but like Eris brought up the Train to Busan. I know they had a sequel, Peninsula, and I haven't seen it yet. But for everything I've heard is like people are like, no one I've talked to likes it. So.
Oh. No one likes.
Take that for what you will.
No, what
I
I was
forgot. Mr.
trying to say was, after Quagmire does what he does, the whole family then like murders each other and kills each other.
Yeah, I remember that. There's like the gag where they all like shoot
Homer
each other.
Marge. Yeah, they all commit suicide.
Oh,
I
remember
can't
Raccoon.
believe you all committed suicide.
Yeah,
Yeah,
apparently
that
the
was
Rick and Morty
I have
bit
no
was
idea
okay, but that was too far.
yeah, that's back when like whatchamacallit, Family Guy just didn't give a shit. Alright,
I
now
can't.
there's a
Oh, yeah,
glitch
they
here. I
did
want to see
some
if it
really
still
nasty
works.
stuff.
I can't even think of Rick and
Okay,
Morty.
Megatron.
Okay,
as-
so let me see if they patch this. So there's a liquor. If you walk through this door,
Ah,
let it close, and then walk back, I think it despawns the liquor.
You're already patched it out.
No, he's gone. There you go. If you ever want to defeat a liquor, there you go. just walk through the door, see the liquor, say nope, walk back out, and then walk back through. I think Megatron left.
Yeah, yeah. The liquor
Okay.
yeah, he
probably
did.
just.
He said he was tired.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What time is it? 2:25. Okay. Let's see.
Oh wow. It's 11:33 at my time.
Well, it's not 2 right now. I'm saying like time in the stream.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Anyone who wants to go ahead and log
Finish
off,
the
they can.
feed.
I'm not going to stop you, but I'm going to stay on just for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to at
Yeah,
least
a little
get
bit.
to the sewers.
I'm hooked up on caffeine right now.
Good man.
I know.
I'm actually just gonna pick up a quick little snack and see how far you get because this is entertaining.
Yeah, they're making a new Resident Evil,
will
and I
keep
have too
going.
much inventory. All right, I'm going to burn something. Let's see.
I'd rather not talk about the Resident Evil
Good
show.
night.
Yeah, it's
Good
like.
night, everyone.
Good night, Soggy. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, Froggy.
Later.
No problem.
The thing about the Resident Evil new one, it's like. Personally, I'm not a fan of modern adaptations anymore. Like, I'm kind of over the idea because it's very clear that a lot of adaptations just don't care about the source material. They're more fixated on like doing their own thing and using the name as recognition.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, like this new one seems very much like that because like when you look at the poster that they released, none of the characters even remotely look like the counterparts. Like, I know the obvious one is like because they replaced Jill with a black woman. Like, I know that's like the obvious one, but like even besides that, like Leon looks nothing like Leon. Claire barely looks like Claire. The only one who sort of looks like who they're supposed to look like is Chris, and that's mostly because Chris has had so many redesigns, and ultimately his design is white buff guy. The trailer they showed where it has like some of the like character art, like the special effects, it looks low budget.
Yeah, no. Like anything I expect from Netflix, unless like they're really trying to work in their budget well. Like I was actually looking at their Ju-on show, which a lot of people have debates on that one, but a friend recommended it to me, so I've been checking that out. Which I like. It just looks ass to me. Like I probably would like the Resident Evil show if it was its own story set within the universe of Resident Evil.
Yes, see, that's one thing I wish at adaptations, because say what you will about the Paul W.S. Anderson, especially most of the first one, like it doesn't really apply to the rest of them, but the first one, it's its own separate thing, and I think that's what keeps me enjoying it a little bit more, is because I know it's like, oh, this isn't really Resident Evil, so it's kind of okay.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
Like, if it was its own story within the Resident Evil universe and not just a pure adaptation, I probably.
Whoa! I forgot about you.
Oh damn!
Well,
He's dead.
Yay!
So
I'd probably dig it more if it was its own thing, its own story, or some weird like. Look, I'm perfectly okay with like having side stories in big universes because it's Resident Evil. Like it's a setting at this point, like occasionally you just get a lot of zombie outbreaks. That just is a normal day at this point, So to me, it's like just do your own story, do a side story within the games. Whatever. Like I think
I could see them doing like a Bravo team story, like what happened to them before the events of RE1, which technically is what RE0 is, but you get what I'm saying, like the other members that aren't Rebecca.
God, it feels like there should be like an animated Resident Evil anthology show where basically like each one is like just a different story and stuff like. God
Okay,
damn it!
hold on a sec. I'm gonna put that on pause. I gotta run to the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. But this,
Yeah, me too.
keep that in mind because that actually brings up something I want to bring up.
Okay. I am just alone and talking. Ooh. I have the stream all to myself.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. All right.
Yo. So I was saying Resident
Also, I
Evil.
won't wait for Jay to come back because it sounded like he had something to add to this. Because I think I like not to circumvent you, but I think I know what you're going with this, and it is something that like I'm sure we've had this conversation before on the stream, so it's actually kind of interesting. If you're going where I think you're going with it,
like I'm thinking like Gotham Knights like style Resident Evil animatrix Resident Evil.
Right. While we wait for Jay though, I know Eris points out they know someone that has Resident Evil 3 for the Dreamcast. I always forget the Dreamcast was a thing because like that was technically my era for games to a degree, but I never had one.
So right now I'm working on trying to get one with a twin stick setup soon.
Oh wow. Is that like I'm assuming that's modded?
No, there's actually a twin stick setup because I actually have one of the Virtual On games, which is it's an anime mecha fighting game. And it has a unique control setup where it has a twin stick style instead of a button style. It's very unique, and I like it a lot. So I'm trying to get it because I got a couple of Dreamcast games from my cousin, and I sold my old Dreamcast like a long fucking time ago. Regrets. But God damn it, there's so much good stuff for the Dreamcast.
That was like an underappreciated era of gaming.
It really was.
It was a sad day with that whole thing because the Dreamcast had a lot of potential. If it came out, if it somehow was able to succeed, if it had a better marketing, it probably could have worked.
Well, that, and it also had the same problem that the Wii U had. It didn't have the third-party support it really needed. Which is
no, it didn't. And PS2, blah blah blah. This DVD
Oh.
player, all that jazz. I'd rather not repeat that whole thing. Who knows? Like, who knows what if it succeeded if it had a DVD player? But I understand that was like a big selling point there. But again, that's a who knows whatever situation. It ticks me off because there was a lot of potential in those games and a lot of great ideas, a lot of cool games. I still like Shenmue. I hate saying that, but I do. Again, there's a lot of good stuff in there, and the Resident Evil games on there are fun to play. The only issue I have with the Dreamcast is where the fuck they put the controller cord.
Yeah, it's like Eris was saying, like, the advancements in games leading to modern gaming. It's so funny seeing how, like, especially when you look back on it, like certain games, it's like the way the games were made, so the technology was set up. It's like you accept it at the time because that's all you had, but when you look back on it, it's like, why did they think this was a good idea? Like camera control is probably like one of the most obvious ones, because there's some games you cannot control that camera to save your life. Like the camera is its own difficulty setting.
Look, as a guy who grew up in the polygonal era, yes, it was. Fuck that noise. It's kind of impressive because I remember when I was young, starting out with some games and fighting against the camera on some of them could get really annoying really quickly. Not all of them, but enough of them. Like, some games had better camera issues. Like, I actually think the original 2 Spider-Man games for the PlayStation 1 and 2, the PlayStation, hold up because they actually have really good camera angles for when Spider-Man crawls and shit.
Yeah.
So.
God, I'm losing my mind here.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm a little drunk, so I'm not paying attention to this. I'm just pressing, but fuck it. I'm just coming back to this. I'm too drunk to answer that puzzle. It's not even a hard puzzle, but So we were talking about like the animated like tie-in stuff. So
yes,
I remember very specifically because I know we brought this up in the past where there was whoa shit.
Hello.
Oh God, bullshit. Invincibility frames. Oh, this complicates things because now he's down here with me, and I forgot to move these. I forgot you can move these in advance to save you time. Damn it, I fucked up. But yeah, there was an era where it seemed like everything had an animated film tie-in.
Yeah.
And sometimes it filled in plot holes. Sometimes it was just there for fun. I know one noteworthy one that I love is Halo Legends, which only one of the stories is considered canon, if I remember correctly. Like the rest of them, it's like
dubious at best.
Yeah. What was another one? Whoa, back away. Gotham Knights.
Gotham Knights was actually supposed to be set in the Nolan verse, but that is.
Yeah, it's a stretch. It's a stretch.
Like, there are some references, and like if you know what to look for, they're there.
Like, doesn't he fight Killer Croc?
Yes.
Like, it's straight up Killer Croc.
Mm-hmm.
And Deadshot.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some other ones that do that. That have the animated tie-ins.
Dante's Inferno.
Dante's Inferno is more of it's a retelling of the story in animated form. And it's like it's not even the same. It's the same story.
Like
just
if we
animate it.
Like if we want to count anime on this, there was Devil May Cry anime that was airing for a bit.
Yeah, it's also canon to the games. I think it's even referenced in 5. Someone told me.
Yes,
it's like a reference to it in 5.
The main girl character, like they created for the anime, is referenced in 5.
Yeah, and then
it's more canon than 2.
Chronicles of Riddick.
I forgot it had an animated movie. Fuck.
Yeah, it's actually pretty decent for what it is. Like,
look, Chronicles of Riddick is the franchise that's actually pretty decent if you take it for what it is.
Yeah, it's like, again, it's B movie cheese, but at the same time, I love it. I unironically love the Riddick series. I love Pitch Black. I love Chronicles of Riddick. Like, it's fun. It's a fun series. I know Iris pointed out Witchblade. Witchblade, it's kind of in the same boat, but not really, because I know, like, the anime, because the ones we're talking about, like Halo Legends, Gotham Knights, Dark Fury,
Witchblade I consider more like a franchise thing of like this just happens to exist in the franchise.
Because like the ones we're talking about, they technically are canon to the universes that they supposedly share, and I forgot to grab the goddamn gear.
Oh my god, the Witchblade anime is the Japanese Spider-Man of the modern generation.
Like, it's one of those where the Witchblade anime is more inspired by, as opposed to like being canon to the source material, like Gotham Knights is supposed to be.
According to the comics, it's canon, but I have to check on how the fuck that actually works.
Okay, yeah, I think that's right, because I've been rereading back when we did our stream. I reread some of it, and I think I did remember seeing somewhere like there's like a reference to it or something.
Like like Misa, the protagonist, shows up in a panel.
Yeah. But back to like when it comes like the concept in general, I'm really surprised there was never one for Resident Evil. Because it seems like that kind of series that would be perfect for that.
Honestly, there's a lot of like Resident Evil already was doing a lot of different weird spin-off material back in the day. Like there were some comics. Not a lot, but there were there.
Oh yeah, because there was that manga I found one time where it's like, and I think that manga is canon to the game's continuity, and like it's another adventure that like the characters go on. But what doesn't help is that it's simply called Resident Evil. It's not like there's a.
Oh my god, there was a Cloverfield manga.
Yeah, okay. Oh god.
Sorry, I just was like,
of all the franchises to get an anime tie-in series, why didn't Resident Evil get one? Like, it seems like it'd be perfect for that.
Technically, it has.
You talk about like the animated films?
Yes.
I don't know if I would count those because they're not that same anthology kind of style.
I know.
But I get what you're saying. They do follow the similar like.
I'm just mentioning. I would like the anthology styling type thing to be a thing. Oh god. Okay. There's just one anime I found, and I totally forgot the fucking name of it, so I'm just gonna describe it. So there's like this 50-minute anime OVA that was a tie-in to a movie. And the gimmick of the anime is that it's the anime the characters are referencing in the movie. This is the anime they watched.
What? I
know. So I was in this anime club, right? And this guy basically is like, I had this, and the president at the time was like, I pick up any anime DVD I can, cheap. So, you get like a lot of good shit and sometimes a lot of shit.
Yeah. Like,
it's that ratio. So I found this one, I'm like, what's the gimmick of this one? Like, how did this, because it's just like, like, this seems like weird, it's well animated, what is it? And then I discover it was a tie-in to a live-action Japanese movie where it's like a crime drama. And they named themselves after an anime characters, and this is the anime they were naming themselves after. And that's a tie-in. And you don't know about it if you just watch the OVA.
So I feel like that's kind of what happens with like the animated Resident Evil movies, because like I said, they are technically canon to the RE universe, but there's not really much of a reference to them in anything, which, to be fair, if you're going to do a tie-in like that, that is kind of the best way to go about it. That way, anyone who didn't get to watch it isn't feeling alienated. But at the same time, it does kind of beg the question, like, what was the point of it? like the anthologies, you kind of get like a break because it's an anthology. Because at that point, there's always that question of like if it's connected or not. Do it, do it, do it. He didn't do it. Damn it.
Yeah.
There's a way. If you get him to break this wall, it creates a shortcut. But he didn't do it, so now I'm just gotta do the long way. But yeah, because I know like Halo Legends is probably the best example where it's like, despite the one story being like absolutely canon for the most, well, actually no, I take that back. Almost none of the stories are really canon. When you really think about these stories, a lot of them are just straight up like, there's no way this could be canon, or at least it doesn't make sense to be canon. At the same time, though, they could be canon.
Yeah.
And it just seems like kind of a missed opportunity when it comes to Resident Evil, because you have such a big universe with so many characters and stuff. It feels like a perfect series for that. It feels like it'd be ripe for that kind of storytelling.
Yeah.
I'm going the wrong way. And yeah, the films kind of go into that, but not really. In the sense they're not like a direct anthology towards each other.
Yeah.
I think I can get the Magnum now. Let me see if I can get the Magnum. Do I have the red jewel? I do. I'm gonna put this back because I don't need it right now.
Oh, also, technically, this also kind of counted as well. Star Wars Clone Wars had its own animated series.
Oh, true.
Oh yeah, the oh my god, yeah, because like the 2D series was essentially that.
Yeah,
honestly, the entire Clone Wars stuff is probably the best justification for the prequels ever. So,
yeah. Also, I will say this, and I say this, I take every opportunity I can to say this: 2D Clone Wars, better than 3D Clone Wars. That's my hot take.
Let me put it this way: it's a better punch of a like mini movie. But if you want like deeper story, like Clone Wars TV show is pretty good. Like, especially if you're a Clone Trooper fan.
Yes, like
that is true.
The 3D, if you love the Clone Troopers, like you love like them being characters as opposed to the concept of them, you'll love the 3D show. Because in the 2D, they're all right, but they don't have the same characterization that they get in the
and this is not
day.
Like I know so many people who are like, yeah, fuck, I love Clone Troopers. Like, I collect Clone Troopers. Like, and I'm actually more of a fan of Clone Troopers than I am Stormtroopers, to be fair. But if you're a fan of like Clone Trooper like lore and shit, like the Clone Wars series is, oh god, yeah, great shit.
And two words: General Grievous.
Oh yes. I don't want to turn this into a Star Wars stream.
Sorry.
Yeah, you're right. Like, Grievous is probably like the best example of like the difference between like the way the 2D and 3D stuff kind of handle things.
Yeah. No, it's fucking fantastic, and I have no issue here. And that's all I'm gonna say, because let's stop the Star Wars and get back to Resident Evil.
Right.
Let's talk about the Resident Evil prequels.
Well, let me talk about oh god. Wait, well, before we get to that, I know Eris was talking about. Let me pause this before Mr. X comes and beats my ass. Talk about they made a script for a film club for Resident Evil where the virus was accidentally changed and people could die and become a zombie.
Okay.
From dancing, so the virus. I'm trying to make sure I understand. So the virus makes you dance and turn into a zombie, or is it like if you stop dancing, you turn into a zombie? Oh god, I hear his boots.
So this is like Michael Jackson Moonwalker Dance Attack. Like, if you don't keep up with him, you die.
It's Michael Jackson's Moonwalker meets Thriller.
Ah.
Okay.
Where are you?
Sorry, I just remembered the old arcade game where, and also the Sega Genesis game where he danced, and everyone danced with him, and then they all died.
Okay, so both. Like if you stop dancing, okay, that's crazy. You turn into a zombie if you stop dancing. Wait a minute. All right, I think because I'm not a good dancer. I'm just gonna say that right off the bat. At least I don't like dance. Let me put it that way.
Yeah.
I just be like, turn me into a zombie or shoot me in the head. Like I'm not about to sit here and dance to prevent zombie infection. Like it ain't happening.
Also, how long do you have to dance?
That's a good point. Maybe you can get away with it by just doing the Carlton for like 4 hours.
It's based on the saying "dance till you drop dead." It's another Michael Jackson reference. Blood on the dance floor. You're still alive, you piece of. Get up after that. All right, come on.
There he goes, sliming in.
So that's one thing I forgot about this game is that like you kind of have to keep in mind invincibility frames. And there's another zombie that just broke in, but I ain't dealing with him. Later. I forgot about the dogs. There's about to be some dogs. Oh, and the rocket launcher is not necessarily the best thing for them, so this might be hell. Here goes nothing.
I'm gonna go too. Since you guys went to the bathroom, I'm now going to the bathroom.
You get a rocket. You get a rocket. Jesus. Hell, you bitches get a rocket.
Okay, there we go. I got him. All right. Now, here comes the fun part. God. What's funny about this game is, I know we were talking about this earlier with, like, RE3. I'm going to take a swig of something real quick. But I know in RE3 we were talking about how, like, the game feels a lot shorter. And in reality, like, this game is not that much longer than RE3 Remake, to be fair. Because I think they both have achievements for beating the game in under, like, a couple of hours. But I think one of the differences is that, like, RE3 Remake is so linear as opposed to this one. Like, this one, like, when you really play through it, it can be quite linear. But I think the fact that, like, there's that slight bit more freedom keeps it from feeling so short. Because I remember, like, when I did my speedrun playthrough, there's, like, a little bit of, like, there's technically alternate paths you can take to do the speedrun. And I know that if something goes wrong, you still have that little bit of, like, room for error. However, when it comes to the 3 remake, there's not really much in that regard, especially when you get to certain spots where there's no escape. Like the Carlos section where you have to fend off against a horde of zombies. That's like there is no speedrun tactic to that other than just kill them as quickly as possible.
Just kill them as quickly as possible?
Yeah, and it's kind of lame because, again, it's like there's no real strategy to it. It's just kind of like, just get it over with. And to me, that's a bit of a wasted opportunity.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
How I do this? No. I forgot how to do this. I think. I know there's like a loop you have to do. No. Oh, Lord. Oh, God. There we go. Like, you have to understand something about me. Like, when I played this game, this is a game, like, when it comes to me 100%ing games, like, I have to want to 100% it. It's not like one of those people who I get a game and it's like, oh, out of obligation, I have to 100% it. This was one of those games. It was so fun for me. Like, I looked up guides. I wrote down like puzzle solutions. Like I wanted to get this game, and to be fair, like I think the game pauses during puzzles. I think like some puzzles, it's like the timer's stopped, but I know like the puzzle, like if you spend too long on it, can kind of like kill your momentum of the game.
Yeah, I get it.
But yeah, this one, RE7, I refused to 100% complete it because they had the audacity to add Ethan must die mode, which I'm sorry, I'm not doing that. Like, oh, here we go. All right, so here we go.
That's not good.
With the rocket launcher, this is trivial. Well, then again, with a grenade leak, you can do the same thing. Now, I didn't open the other door, right? I just shot through them.
Yeah.
Now watch this. This nigga.
Give me a break.
I don't know why I'm running. I instinctively think to myself, this rocket launch is going to hurt me. And we're safe. Never mind. I love the concept of you being like, you downed him, only to come out of the room just for him to bust through the wall. Like, remember me? Okay. I think the gator will be a good stopping point since we're right there next to
I
him.
didn't realize you were keeping score.
Look, this isn't a game. Nothing dies down here.
It's so stupid seeing his damn 98 pixelated face. Like, he's supposed to be looking like, oh wow, that was badass, but it's just that blank stare of just I don't know what emotions are.
What's emotions?
What is emotion? What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt
No
me
more.
no more.
What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
No
Damn
more.
it. I was trying my best to shoot Ada at the height of like no more. I was just gonna blast Ada with a rocket launcher. Now here's something that kind of bothers me. And again, I don't want to hark too much on negative stuff with like Resident Evil 3, but like in RE3 there's that burning building where you fight Nemesis in the fire truck. None of that's here. Like that building's supposed to be right there, it's not there. And it was a tall building too. And don't sit here and be like, "Oh, like it burned down before you got here." Bullshit.
Yeah.
What exactly are you looking for?
Oh, Ada. Get back here, Ada. Don't leave me. These streets are scary.
I told Lieutenant Brenna I'd bring help.
Good luck getting that.
I forgot you can skip a lot of this just like running ahead. Alright, I have a question. What kind of construction were they doing here?
All the construction.
Like, what the hell is this?
We
Can
call
you
it
imagine?
We call it a lazy Sunday.
Can you imagine, like, driving to work and just seeing this?
Well, I probably would think, well, that's the plumber's problem. Have fun with that.
That is not my job. Now, I have the rocket launcher. Let's see if the cutscene shows me with a rocket launcher. Because I love how, like, Kendo, he pulls a gun on you. But I'm going to be real with you. If someone broke into my shop with a rocket launcher, I ain't pulling a gun on them. Like, that ain't worth trying to fight over. Oh, and here's the one little tie-in to Resident Evil 3 that they added as an update. Even though this shit was not here when RE2 Remake first came out, which lets me believe that RE3 was not necessarily planned. Not the way they say it was.
They just didn't want to spoil us. Clearly. Clearly.
Sure. I think even Kendo has. I think Kendo even has a different voice actor in RE3.
I'm not gonna hurt you. I said don't move.
Well, they kind of changed his whole story. Like originally, he was a misogynist pig.
Yeah, he was like he had some creepy undertones to him, right?
Yeah, but then when you see Leon, he seems a lot less self-assured.
I do remember seeing one thing where they said this game wasn't so much as like it wasn't replacing like RE2, the original is still the canon story of what happened. This is just kind of a retelling of it, I guess. I'm sorry, a reimagining.
The more I hear that, the more I get pissed off.
Yeah,
but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I mean, at least this reimagining is not that bad. It's not even bad.
I've seen so much worse.
See, the thing about RE, it's one of those series. It's been around for so long. It has so many highs and lows. Like the heights are like greatest, like Godfather / greatest survival horror games, and then its lows are like Resident Evil 6 and like Umbrella Corps and Operation Raccoon City. Like it's one of those where it just fluctuates. So I think that says a lot more about like the series' staying power.
Honestly,
the fact that it could have such lows and still be what it is today.
Here's the thing. In my opinion, it comes down to the side 6. None of the main games were that bad. Like, there's low points in them, all of them. But there's a consistency. And if they mess up, they tend to course correct very early on.
Yeah, because when it comes to like the lows of the series, aside from like spin-off games, like because to me the spin-offs, like it's not too fair to judge them too harshly in the sense that like yes, they are obviously gimmicks. Like they are very obviously trying to try a new gimmick. But then like when you think of the lows, you have RE6,
That's why I joined the force.
Operation Raccoon City, Umbrella Corps. I know a lot of people are kind of mixed with RE5. To me, I think RE5 is probably like it's one of those where it's definitely not really a horror game, but I wouldn't say it's a bad game. But I can see the argument where people come from, where it's like it's not that good. But at the same time, it's like I wouldn't necessarily call it the lowest that it could get to.
Nope.
And then like RE3, even RE3 remake, as much as I dislike that, it's not the worst of them. It's just disappointing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna skip this dialogue because Ada just mumbles.
Mumble.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. I will say this though is that even stuff like Operation Raccoon City and Umbrella Corps, like those are games that are very clearly like spin-offs as well. So again, it's like when it comes to the spin-offs, like they're very clearly meant to be gimmicks. Like it's like there's no way around it. It's a gimmick. RE6 was probably like the lowest point, and I do think it's a little. This might sound controversial. I do think it's a little overhated, in the sense that I think a lot of people who hate on it haven't even played it. They just know that it's the lowest of the games. I think it's just one of those where it's like universally accepted as being the worst RE game.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not defending it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not defending the game. But
Yeah.
I do think it is one of those where it's like its reputation has kind of played a
Defined
factor in this.
Defined it, and any positive quality it could have doesn't get talked about.
Yes.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, I mean, it's like there are some good ideas, but it's a very flawed product.
I think what the thing with Resident Evil 6 is that, like, say what you will about RE4, where it's like it's not really a horror game. I would argue it's more of a horror action opposed to a horror game, but I still think the horror elements are there. But when it gets to 6, it's like, no, this isn't even a horror game. This is a action game, like hardcore. It just has horror elements, and not even in a good way. It's more like the horror elements are these are horrific monsters, as opposed to, like, say, what do you call it? Fear, for example. Like, Fear is definitely more of an action game than it is a horror game, but it does its horror better than RE6.
Yeah, like it definitely does.
All right, here we go. I can't remember the fan name for this gator, but
You sure this is the right way?
Mr. Gator, the love boat.
I just call it a scaly bitch.
Leon versus the scaly bitch.
Find out who that is.
It was at this time that Leon knew he fucked up.
Yo, man, like, I'm gonna be real with you. If I was in Leon's situation, I saw that. I'm like, yo, man, this is well above my pay grade. I'm out of here. Whoa, I almost ran into that. I misjudged something.
Look, Leon just wants to make a good impression on his first day.
Yeah, plus he's got Ada, so, he's got to look cool in front of her.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't fuck this up.
Like, what is this? What sewer has this? What sewer has just a giant pipe full of flammable gas? It's just like, whatever you do, don't shoot it.
You never know when that could come in handy.
Yeah.
Yo, let me find out where deep beneath most cities there's just a giant explosive pipe, and it's just like, whatever you do, don't shoot it.
Well,
Also,
it might be really cold there in the winter, so they need a big pipe of hot, gassy goodness.
It reminds me of Jason Goes to Manhattan, where it's like at the end where they're like, "Hey, you kids can't be down here. Every night the sewer floods with toxic waste." Like,
yes.
What? What?
Well, at least
don't you know? Don't you know about the toxic waste sewers? Come on. Also, I thought they had those everywhere.
Also, even this scene in and of itself, it's like, it's the whole, like, gators getting flushed down the sewer kind of shit. All right.
So let me get this straight. Umbrella sells monsters like that to who?
All right, so I think I'm going to end the gameplay. Are you guys... Okay, let me ask this question. Are you guys ready to go to bed, or are you guys still...
I can talk either way.
I got a couple minutes.
All right, so what I'll do is... I'll keep playing, and whenever you guys are just kind of, like, ready, because it's been 3 hours, but at the same time, we've gone longer than that, so I'm not too...
You're not too upset.
Yeah.
Yet.
Yeah. Tell you what, how about this? What part are we on, actually, now that I think about it?
Well, we just killed the gators, so what's really next?
The sewers, which, to be fair, is probably the worst part of it. This is probably the most boring part of the game. So we'll just kind of fuck around here a bit. I might use some more weapons just to kind of show them off. And we can just kind of keep chatting. We'll go for another 30 minutes. How about that?
Okay, that's perfectly fine.
Oh Lord, I
Yeah,
knew
you
this
said
was
like
gonna happen. I forgot where I saved.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, fucked up.
I think it has to be this one because it's only one save. Okay, yeah, I see the date. Okay, I've done that before. It's like, oh my god. All right, here we go.
Definitely William's handiwork.
Identify yourself.
Oh shit, this is the Ada section. Oh man, I'm about to get my ass kicked.
Wait, does your Ada weapons have unlimited stuff?
No, they don't. Like, so
Ooh.
there's an achievement for doing it without ever shooting the pistol, which I've done it already, but it's kind of a bitch because it's like, unless you do it on the easiest difficulty, the zombies are aggressive as hell. And like I said, I've been drinking. I'm not exactly in the most sober of minds. I'm going to get my ass kicked. But on the plus side, you get to control Ada Wong, which is always a plus.
Just go. Stop her before she gets away.
And look at this cutscene. It's so stupid. Oh, I can't wait to see, like, pixelated Leon in a damn trench coat.
Yeah.
Look at that shit. His eyes probably haven't even closed. I don't think the model has that, like, capability. Also, Ada Wong is like peak femme fatale. Like, she's literally wearing a cocktail dress, stockings, and high heels, and a goddamn zombie apocalypse.
Well, maybe it's like what
Like,
happened
look
with
at
the
this.
original. Oh.
Look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not complaining by any stretch of the means.
Well, maybe it's similar to what happened with Jill's original story. Like, allegedly, the reason why she was dressed the way that she was she was originally on a date, and then life happened.
Well, yeah, because that's something that always gets me. Because it's like they always say, like, "Oh, well, the zombie apocalypse just kind of started, and she got caught in the middle of it." It's like, yeah, in that context, she should have been wearing her pajamas, let alone jeans and a t-shirt. If you're talking about, like, the zombie apocalypse just happened around her. Because that's one thing I always liked about the Dawn of the Dead remake, where it's like, she just, like, the zombie apocalypse starts and she's literally wearing her pajamas. Because I was like, that's how most people are going to get caught with this zombie apocalypse, with their pants down. Let's be real here.
Okay, I found the fuck. Sorry. I just found something I was thinking about for a long time. It was like, what the fuck was that? And I just found it. So.
What's that?
Oh, remember that? I found the name of that fucking anime OVA it was called Space Travelers. Like, it's a generic ass name. I totally forgot it. But yes, it ties into a Japanese live action movie where it's the anime they watched. Fucking weird. But anyway. But
why did I come over here?
Oh.
Alright, now.
I like playing as Ada, but this part was annoying.
This part sucks if you don't know what you're doing. And I loosely remember what I'm doing. But, like,
yo.
I'm too drunk for this right now. No. Move. Don't touch me. God damn it. I was about to say, what do you call it? Sapper? I don't know. I doubt any of you have ever heard. Oh, shit. I don't know if have you ever heard of the term sapper?
Just for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Oh god, it's even worse. So sapper, and this is a bit of an educational thing for anyone. Sapper is like a military thing where it's basically like they're like the group that deals with like sexual assault cases and stuff like that, right? Oh god damn it. So basically, we used to make the joke where it's like, if you were ever in a situation that made you uncomfortable, you would just be, instead of saying like stranger danger, you just scream like sapper, sapper. And I was just about to say that when the zombie tried to grab me, but I was like, oh, no one's gonna get that reference. I don't miss the military, but at the same time, I do. It's one of those like.
I hate you, but I love you. I hate you, but I love you.
I remember someone asked me about that because they were asking about the military, and I was telling about all the good times I had, and then they asked, "Do you miss it?" I was like, "Oh God, no! You couldn't pay me enough to go back to that shit."
Persistent bastard, aren't you?
Oh, I forgot. Oh, don't touch me. Oh shit. Let's see. Let's see if I can do it. Let's see if I can do it. Ha! Suck it. Ah. Now, see, if I was playing this for the first time, I would have just gotten the achievement right there. Oh, Era says my mom was in the military and so was my stepdad. Oh, what branch? Just if you don't mind me asking, because I know like there's certain things that like every military branch is reflective of. Like even when it comes to like other countries, because I learned this. Army. Yeah, okay, like, so yeah.
I'm in kind of like a weird situation with that since my dad's an army brat, but he's a diplomat, and I'm a diplomat brat. So I'm kind of like in a weird world of between.
Okay, so I know what you're coming from. It's like, so there's like the military person, the military brat, and then there's like the government person.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't realize when it comes to military, it's pretty much government. Like it's like adjacent government. Like when you in the military, you're basically a government employee. But the difference is there's a little bit more bullshit when it comes to like the government. Like military answers to the government employee, government. And
as my dad said in his rebellious phase, I want to be the one who orders my dad around. How do I do that?
That's like something people always talk about. But I'll never forget the day where I was in Japan and me and a group of friends, we were in a bar in Yokohama and we were drinking with these Japanese dudes. And, we were all having a good time. And it was really weird because I don't think we really realized it, but at the time we all got along perfectly fine. And it was something that was really kind of like, you don't think about it, but for a brief moment, we were thinking, why are we all getting along so well? Like normally, there's like some kind of cultural barrier, and we all had like the same sense of humor, stuff like that. Then we realized they were SDF, they were SDF guys, which is the Japanese self-defense force. And that's when we realized where like when it comes to military, it doesn't matter what country you're in. There's like a universal like understanding.
It's one of those things of like with me, I don't necessarily have that totally personal thing. But I grew up with enough military around my life that I definitely know a lot about that kind of culture. And my dad, like I said, was diplomat, so I had to grow up, blah blah blah, and just deal. Like I used to live in Kuwait in England.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So I kind of have like this whole culture stuff where it's like, okay, I was in these countries for a while.
I'll never forget the day I met dudes from Australia. They were like in the Australian like military. I don't know what branch specifically they were in, but these guys had full beards, and we were just sitting there like, wait, you're in the and this was like my early days in the military before I knew like certain rules and stuff. And it's like, wait, you guys are allowed full beards? Like, yeah. It's like, what the fuck? Like they won't even let us have a hint of hair. Like you have a tiny bit of hair. They're like, go shave. And it's like, but I'll cut my face off. Well, cut it off. Lord. And then they get mad at you when you show up to muster with a goddamn bloody face. Like, what happened? You told me to go shave. I went and shaved. Why didn't you use shaving cream? I did. You think I did this on purpose?
As my dad taught me how to have a beard, essentially, or deal with it.
Yeah, there's like a secret to it. Also, can we just appreciate one thing?
What?
Ada's run animation.
Oh yeah.
I'm appreciating.
Listen, man, I don't care what anybody says. Like Zatanna, Ada Wong, those are like my go-tos when it comes to waifus. Like, they are top tier. I literally have statues of these two characters right next to my bedside.
No, respect, man. Respect.
I will not apologize for that.
Why should you have to apologize? They're your waifus. You enjoy them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and for me, it's Power Girl, Red Sonja, and Deja Thoris, and She-Hulk.
Oh man, let me tell you, Jay. Oh god, I saw this at my local comic shop, and I almost wanted to buy it just because it looks great. It's how do you say her name? Deja
Thoris.
Thoris. Yeah, they have like a sideshow statue of her, and it looks amazing.
Is it the one where she's laying down?
Yeah, she's like sitting in a throne, and she's like all side looking sassy, and I'm like, yo, like. There are some statues, like, even when I'm not a fan, I'm like, yo, that looks so good. I'll become a fan for it, just to own it.
Well, definitely don't get into the comic now. The comic now is complete shit. Dynamite got woke.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they have some decent stuff. Like, sometimes Red Sonja's good. What's
the weird thing about Dynamite is that they flip flop on it so fucking much.
Yeah. Well, like I said, Red Sonja is not too bad by Jimmy Palomani and Amanda Connor, but that's pretty much. Oh, and Vampirella is a mixed bag. Sometimes you get some really good stories, and sometimes it's kind of.
We cut back to this. After that, we cut back to this Polygon, motherfucker.
Look, that's kind of just in general Vampirella. Like, I like the character, but she's always been a fucking mixed bag of a character, if I'm going to be completely honest.
Yeah, fine. Like, I remember, like, I like Vampirella, no disrespect.
No, that's okay.
I tried reading her latest run. I couldn't get past, like, those first few issues. Both the story and the art were just, like, I can't.
Was it the Christopher Priest stuff?
Yes.
Vengeance of Vampirella is way better. I would recommend that over.
I just picked that up. I just picked that up the other day.
I liked it, but I'm a Christopher Priest mark, so that's just where I'm coming from. But I completely understand.
Yeah, the art for the main run for Vampirella is mediocre at best.
Yeah.
I think I'll. Let me change out some weapons. Okay, so I'm gonna put back the rocket launcher.
Like, when I got into that,
the SMG.
When I got that run, I was like, I'm coming for the Priest writing because it's Christopher Priest and he's one of my favorite writers of all time.
Like, his writing's not terrible. Like, to me, there are writers I don't like, but at the same time, I can acknowledge their skill. His writing's good. I was just not a fan of it.
Nah, that's totally fair. Yeah. I'll say this, like, the run I tend to recommend to get him as a writer is Quantum and Woody. That is the run I say, if you want to kind of get what he's all about, that's the run I recommend.
Also, one thing I always bring up, and this is the funniest thing to me. So, we're getting off track here, but at this point in the stream, I personally don't care, and I don't think anyone else really cares themselves at this point either. But have any of you guys ever played Predator Concrete Jungle?
I wanted to give it a shot. I saw reviews of it, but I just never got into it.
Sorry, man.
So, Eris is right. Vampirella has been around since like 1999, 69. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but they've modernized her since the 2011s. But anyway, yeah.
It's one of those where it's like, talk about a legacy character. If you you want to talk about legacy characters, like that's when people talk about legacy characters, they always talk about like the really old ones, like Batman, Superman, stuff like that. But like. For a non-mainstream comic character to have that existed that long, that's pretty impressive when you really think about it.
Across 3 different publishers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. But what I was saying with the Predator is so Predator Concrete Jungle, if you ever play the game, it is the story of the game is absolutely bonkers. Like, it is probably one of the dumbest stories I've ever seen. Now, Guess who the writer for that game was?
Who?
Grant Morrison.
Huh.
Huh.
I gotta get that.
And what's funny is that, like, when you look at the story, it's like, who in their right mind thought these ideas were good? Like, it's like loosely sort of tied into the Alien universe in the sense where it's like it's got some really high futuristic stuff like synthetics. Like, so the city, like in the game, like the city's run by like this crime family who in the past found some predators, took their technology and used it for themselves. But like there's other gangs in the city too, and one of them, and I'm not exaggerating, this is exactly what they are. One of the gangs is a bunch of ex porn stars turned drug dealers who all wear like these high-tech body armor suits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is the most 90s shit I've ever heard in my life.
The fuck?
And it's like Grant Morrison wrote this.
I'm trying to check because I'm curious.
So here's the other thing. If you check IMDb, his name's not on the credits. But if you look at the game's credits, he's credited as the writer.
Okay. I'm just gonna check.
Also, yeah, Eris is right. There was a Darkness Witchblade had crossovers with Alien and Predator, which is, I think,
fucking A.
Yeah, there's
okay. All right. Thank you. Because here's the problem. There's also a novel named Concrete Jungle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he's in New York, right?
And the original Predator story arc is called Concrete Jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's almost like someone heard the name Concrete Jungle and was like, "That's a cool name. Let's keep using it," and just kept using it.
It's like the Halloween franchise. All we got is Michael Myers and nothing else.
They had Dr. Loomis perfectly there, which I know you were here for that stream, but yeah, like in retrospect, the Halloween franchise, at least Halloween's 1 through 6, not counting 3, they're not about Laurie Strode. No, they're about Dr. Sam Loomis and his descent into absolute madness.
Yes.
I rewatched that scene with him, like, it's the scene where I know we were talking about the scene of him firing a warning shot at the U.S. Marshal. Like he's like, "Marshal, turn this car around." The Marshal's like, "I can't do that. I have orders." He pulls a gun on the Marshal, points it dead at his head. It's like, those orders just changed. It's like, son of a bitch. You don't just pull a gun on a U.S. Marshal and just like, "Do what I say, damn it." And then he fires a warning shot, blows out the window next to the Marshal, and it's like, all right, this man's serious. It's time to listen.
He just can't. Sam Loomis's descent into madness.
That's what the movie series is. Like episodes. Jesus Christ. Halloween's 1 through 6 is about Dr. Sam Loomis and his descent into madness as he tries to take out the ultimate evil.
Isn't H2O the one where he dies?
It's the one where it's the first Halloween movie that took place after his passing, the actor's passing.
Oh yeah, okay.
And he is canonically dead in that.
In that continuity.
Yeah. I haven't seen Halloween Kills, but apparently they have some kind of homage to him. I don't know if I don't know the full details of it, but
I just am imagining like Dr. Sam Loomis regenerates like a Time Lord.
As long as Michael exists, he will exist.
They are two sides of the same coin.
You know how Star Wars introduced that stupid Force dyad? That's what he is to Michael. So back to Resident Evil.
Yeah. Back to Resident Evil until we tangent into something else.
I mean, I've said it many times before. I'm gonna keep saying it every stream in case anyone forgot. If you came to this stream looking for professional discussions on our topics, you come to the wrong place.
Look, read one of my threads if you want like a professional discussion.
Well, it's not like we're getting paid for this. We're doing it for fun.
Yeah.
Oh man, even if I was getting paid for this, I'd be like, if I had like a legit sponsor, I was like, you are paying the wrong guy. I'm not gonna stay on topic for this.
By the way, I have to put in the Dollar Shave Club ad. They introduced the Dick Shaver.
Hey man, it's your boy Raid Shadow Legends. Hey, there's the jingle.
And don't you know that your soap is shit?
Hey,
Oh man.
Hey guys, I think you need to subscribe to Surfshark VPN.
Yo man, I don't think I could do a Manscaped ad because I remember I used to.
I would turn it down.
I used to use Manscaped, and I remember very specifically when I moved from Washington. Like, oh my god, that was the most. I tried to tell them, hey, listen, stop sending razors to this past address. I'm not there anymore. Send them to me. And they wouldn't send it to me. Then I was like, all right, just cancel my order. They wouldn't cancel my order. I eventually had to call my bank and just say, hey, yeah, this is a fraudulent charge. And then when they asked me, it's like, is it like, what's the fraudulent? It's like, well, let me put it this way. I told them to cancel it. They haven't canceled it. So every charge they send me is going to be fraudulent because I said no. And then they were like, luckily I have a very cool bank. And they were like, all right, that's cool for us. So, and I just remembered like that very specific interaction. And it pissed me off so much. It's like, I'm not paying for this. You're not understanding this. I'm not happy with the service.
Like, if they can't, like, actually, deliver to the right address, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, because at first I forgot to change my address. I'll give them that benefit of the doubt. I'll give them that. I forgot to change my address when I first moved. But after that, it was like, come on, dudes.
That's basic bitch shit.
Let me see if I remember this code. Hey! Also, Eris points out, like, Vampirella had a crossover with Darkness, Tomb Raider, Magdalene, and Witchblade.
Also, Aliens.
Yeah,
yes.
All four fought Frankenstein, Wolfman, Dracula, Mr. Hyde. Also had a crossover with pictures of Dorian Gray. And it's like, yeah, there's like an era, especially in the 90s, where everything crossed over with each other.
That was just the gimmick stuff because, let me put it this way, the 90s was just like, so much money was fucking going around, it was crazy.
The 90s were a lawless wasteland, all right?
And it was a great place because of it.
If you ever want to get how crazy it is, watch the documentary The Image Revolution.
Oh Lord, I think I actually have seen that, or at least heard of it.
Yeah, I remember Rob Liefeld's story about the car crash. And here's the story. So at the time, Rob Liefeld employed an actor to go around in a Bad Rock costume.
Okay.
And at the time he was running his own studio. Like, all the Image founders ran their own studio, and he was running Extreme Studios. Rob Liefeld, now, at one point, he's basically buying people nice cars. There's a lot of nice cars going around. And what happens is the Bad Rock actor ends up crashing the car, and he wasn't mad. He's like, I'll just get another one. And this is not like a basic ass car. This is like a super fucking nice one. Yeah, well, it was. But it was nice. I'm like, Rob Liefeld had so much money, he didn't worry about a car crash. Like, that's the 90s. That's what it was. Like, you want to know what, like, he offered, like, Stephen Platt to come work at for him? A car. It was less like,
I keep forgetting. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but I said I was going to show the bifurcation. Let me see if I can do it.
Okay. Fair enough.
All right, let me see if I can do it. This threw me for a shock when I saw this shit. I was like, oh my god. Like, I'm not averse to gore, but holy shit. I was like, the fact that you could do this is insanity. All right, let's try this. Sorry, test subject. There it is. Look at it. It works better when the zombie is still crawling towards you, because then they like leave the body behind. But holy shit, man!
wow.
Like that threw me for a loop when I saw that shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, back with the 90s, it's like 2, 12, 8. Whatchamacallit?
You have a stupid amount of money. Like,
Well, because yeah, most of the Predator and Alien crossovers all came about in the 90s. Like Batman versus Predator, which is one of the greatest comic books ever written. Fight me on it.
okay. No, I'm not.
Like, I'm. You think I'm joking? I'll fight that one to my grave. But like,
it's a fun book.
Yeah, it's like
not my favorite crossover of all time, but it's a fun book.
It's one of the few that gets both characters right for the most part. Like there's an argument to be made at the end of the book where it kind of goes a little off rails, but to me that's kind of like it.
Yeah, fair.
At least when it comes to Predator. I don't know about Batman. I'm more of a Predator fan than a Batman fan. But with that being said, though, I will say though, the 90s was like the era for just like let's take these two action figures and smash them together and see what happens. And
yeah, definitely. Like my favorite crossover of that era was probably Spider-Man and Batman, because you got Carnage and Joker.
Which a lot of people think like, Joker's counterpart is Green Goblin, which to be fair is not a bad take to make. But when you talk about Agents of Chaos, it's Carnage. His name is really Carnage.
The way I look at it is like this. Green Goblin is what if Bruce Wayne was the Joker. And that was his secret identity. And that's how it usually plays out for me. Because the thing about Norman is that he looks like he's chaotic, but he's not. He's very bland.
He's very strategic. He's a lot smarter than people give him credit for.
I'll say this. He's a lot more openly sadistic and will often be meaner because of it, but I'll say this. To me, the most potentially dangerous goblin is probably Roderick Kingsley, the Hobgoblin.
Okay, so, all right, I just want to point this out. Eris points out, was it true the first Predator was a female in the movie? So, about that, it's sort of a retcon kind of thing, in a way, because at the time, there was no canon representation of what a female Predator looked like. And then the first canonical, at the time it was canonical, it's not canonical now. But when they finally did show a female Predator, which was codenamed Big Mama, her features there was no female features. It was straight up just a male Predator's features, and they just called her a female. Which at the time, it was kind of like there was no physical difference between a male Predator and a female Predator. Therefore, any Predator you saw in the past could have theoretically been a female. Canonically, I know they kind of actually, I don't know. Actually, no. Yeah. It's true. Later, they changed it where the female Predators do have more female-like anatomies. So, I'm sure at a time the first Predator was probably a female, like considered a female because of that. But now, especially in today's era, no.
Ugh.
Now they've definitely made a distinction between a male and a female Predator.
Okay. So that is more than I actually thought about. So
it's one of those where I understand where people are coming from, because that was definitely kind of the point of like the Big Mama character, was that like her features are so non-descriptive when it comes to like male and female differences. I can see what they were going for. Like they were trying their best to say like, oh well, any Predator could be a male or female, which makes sense when you consider that they are technically reptiles. in that they shouldn't have certain features that they do later on, but they do.
They're
later on,
they're
like
just reptile simians.
Yeah, later on, the like at first, like they just look like the same. They just look the same. There is literally no difference between a male and a female predator. Later, when they introduce like kind of like the new lore when it comes to male and female predators, no, there's no question. There is a male and there is a female, and it's one of those where it's like I always say it's one of those where it's like, oh Jesus, what's the best way to describe this? Like, you know what's underneath the mask, but at the same time, without it, it just looks like a very fit female.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty awesome, actually.
It's one of those where it's like, I know what's underneath this mask, and I don't know if that's worth it. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, give me my knife back. Alright, I'm going to open some shortcuts and then we'll go ahead and call it there.
Okay.
That's fair.
No, this is fun. I'm glad we did this.
I mean, like I said before, like at this point, like these streams, it's inevitable that we kind of get off topic.
Yeah, that's
and
fun.
That's kind of the point. Like the whole point of this is basically to be like a group of people coming together, having fun conversations with each other, as opposed to just being like the things we focus on are meant to kind of be just that, like a loose focus.
Yeah, the fact that we stayed on point for so long is nothing short of a miracle, man.
Yeah.
All right, let's open some shortcuts. I think is there a pouch in here? Yeah, there is, right there. First of all, one thing that's to keep in mind with this game is that every zombie has a certain set of hit points. Headshots, you know, they take out the most hit points, but ultimately you can shoot them in the body and it will kill them. It does less damage. But as long as you clear those hit points, you will kill the zombie, so to speak. Zombies don't get up twice. Like if you kill a zombie and then it gets up, the second time you kill it, it's dead. They don't get up a third time. The perks of playing this game 1,000 times. Actually, I think right now we're about to open the shortcut to the what do you call it?
No.
No, the shortcut back to the police station, which is a shortcut a lot. Like when you speed run this game, this is a useless shortcut because when you speed run this game, you technically should not be going back to this police station. If you go back to this police station for anything, you've kind of fucked up. Like you're gonna ruin your time. Let me see. What time am I on? Actually, let me see. Let me see. What is the speed run time for this? Like the original beat the game under such and such, and you'll. Let's see. Let us see. Let us see. Let us see. I don't. Interesting. Oh, okay. I think I remember now. It's like. There it is. Complete the game within 4 hours. Which,
Nice.
when you do start doing the speedrun tactics for this game, it's like 4 hours is actually kind of generous. Because I've seen playthroughs where they beat this game in like an hour or so.
Mm.
But me personally, like, I love exploring. I love that kind of shit. All right, open that shortcut. All right, let me get to Actually, no. Let me go ahead and get back to the save room because this is gonna take forever. Now that I really think about it. So I don't know if you guys have any kind of final thoughts you want to put in about like Resident Evil in general.
Resident Evil is a fun franchise that I enjoy coming back to, and I'm always shocked that like each game so far has at least some worth to it. Like at the very least, the mainline series. Spin-offs are debatable. We'll go with that. Yeah, that's fine. That's my take. Like I think actually all the mainline games for the most part have something worthwhile to them.
Okay, that's cool. My thoughts. It's interesting to see how the series has evolved over the years. I mean, basically going from a B horror movie to action, and then that little strange stint that we had for 6, and then kind of going doing a. Would it be considered a reboot or reimagining, or what would that be for 7?
7, I would consider like I would consider like I wouldn't consider like a reboot. Like
I
maybe
say it's a soft reboot, more like a It was definitely made with the intention of like, hey, new players, this is not a bad spot to start from. But I wouldn't call it a reboot because technically speaking, the rest of the games are still, canon to it.
Okay. Well, it's just interesting to see how what happened with 7 and how 2 got a very positive, uh, feedback, and then of course 3 came out and that kind of put things backwards a little bit. But then 8 came back, and boy howdy, did it get some really great press. And I'm not gonna lie, Lady D probably helped out quite a bit. I just hope that the series does not shoot itself in the foot and be afraid to get into gory or even, I hate to say it, sexy details again, because it seemed to really pay off. I think that Village did better because of the direction they went. And I think if they backpedal or try and do anything stupid, and it could hurt them in the long run. Resident Evil was never really seen for that kind of thing, but boy howdy, did it show us an interesting vision.
Yeah, because I know, like, take this with a grain of salt, but I know, like, the devs were kind of surprised by how much people liked Lady D, which I think is a very real thing. A lot of people kind of, excuse me, a lot of people overlook when it comes to development, when it comes to stuff, is that, like, they don't, like, there's an element that people latch onto that creators don't expect, and then they run with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of what happened with Lady D, in the sense that, like, they genuinely did not expect people to kind of latch on to her the way they did, and then they ran with it. But they ran with it in the sense that, like, marketing as opposed to the game. Because I know a lot of people were kind of upset, like, oh, Lady D, she's barely in the game. It's like, yeah, because they weren't expecting you to latch onto her like that. But
now there's a DLC apparently coming.
Oh, well, I mean, that to me, that's also expected too, where it's like now they're definitely trying to capitalize on it. But personally, in retrospect, again, I'm not a big fan of Lady D. I don't think there's anything wrong with her. I'm just not one of those people who is like, oh my god, she's amazing. I just think that, like, when it comes to like the characterizations of the four lords, I think Heisenberg probably had the better characterization, in the sense that he was the one who was like, listen, I'm here in this village doing these evil things, but in reality, I want to be the one to control. Like, to me, that was a bit more depth than the other ones, where they were kind of like, I'm just a simp for Mother Miranda, but that's whatever.
with Heisenberg, I'm just like, oh hey, look, you're the boss fight who turns into Revenge of the Fallen Devastator.
Okay, yeah, I was trying to think, what does he remind me of? And that's exactly what it is. He reminds me of a damn Transformer. I think Megatron mentioned that earlier, ironically. But yeah, he basically turned into a Transformer for that final fight.
Yeah.
But I will say that was probably the coolest boss fight in the sense of like spectacle.
Oh yeah.
All right, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and close it here. Let me go ahead and exit. All right, say I was just showing off some skins there, which, for the most part, they're pretty standard. There's nothing too crazy. I don't feel like loading up Claire to see her stuff. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Let me hit end.
Well, gentlemen, this was a fun night. Thank you very much again, Mr. Sauron. Or I'm sorry, my lord and master of the dark world.
Yeah, I know your place. No, I'm kidding.
I know my place.
All right, so close it here. We kind of said our final thoughts here. Like always, I want to thank everybody who came on, who joined in the stream. J-Step, Exalted, Soggy, Megatron. They're not here with us now, but they still came on. I appreciate everyone who is watching right now. I appreciate everyone who will watch later. And I hope you guys have a wonderful, spooky night.
I'll try.
Thank you.
You have a good night, man.
All right. Later.
Good work with you, Exalted.
Yep. Have a nice one.